Telemetry recovered. Add signal critical.
Welcome, Commander. Please choose your mission. Select emotion. The touch. Product ID, Mitch Murder Remix. Select your weapon. Electra, Space, Funk, 80s, Night Sprite.
Ready to fly. Make sure
I've muted you. You're not, no one's listening. Yeah, I know. Good afternoon, everyone. We're all here and we're live now for the final round of Group 1 for qualifying. We're going to cut straight into Group 2 right after this. We've done 3 rounds for these pilots already and they're ready to go out onto the starting field. Just had a bit of troubles getting a bit started over, just switching over, but now we're into the good rhythm. Yeah, over to you, Simon. Over to everyone else. Let's get this first group going.
So we're ready to go racing. Our pilots now plugging in, doing their pre-flight checks. Joining me is HDZero on the commentary mic.
Hello.
From the Canberra Multi-Rotor Racing Club. A number of pilots having travelled from all over Australia here to compete in the open competition here at the Australian International Airshow at Avalon. The tent is locked up. We have Fizz from Outer Heaven in Sydney, Mac Daddy from the Army team, Max Goose from the Defence Force team, Davey FPV from Canberra Multi-Rotor Racing Club, Ida from the Cadets, and no Dicko, but Dicko will be featuring later on in competition. Pilots, thumbs up across the board when you're ready. Let's go racing.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Oh,
Whoa,
Davey FPV.
you're right on the fire hydrant there, Davey.
2.8.
Careful.
Coming up and off, the video
Maybe
off.
we might have to not fire that up, Davey. You're right on the fire hydrant.
A grimace from his Canberra teammate Houdini.
Teammate
Davey,
Houdini. It's
So
well, we've still got 3 pilots.
Yeah, 3 drones in the air, Simon. Mac Daddy from the Army team, Maximal Goose and Ida. Pilots now getting laps on
Mac
the
Daddy
track.
1 lap in 29.37.
Through that triple spiral, thanks to Q Pilot. Into the corkscrew goes Mac Daddy from the Army team. Oh, Ida there, Cadet, colliding with the number of things.
Mac Daddy 2 laps in 47.42. Ida 1 lap in 48.58.
Maximal Goose working away, still on lap number 1. Into that spiral to the back left of the track. Our Defence Force pilots have been flying
Mac Daddy
all
3 laps in
week.
66.49.
Hours upon
Maximal
hours
Goose
on
1
the
lap in
track.
66.12.
Maximal Goose touching, giving the top of the tent a bit of a kiss. Ida calling time as he bins it into the net.
Mac Daddy 3 laps
We've just
in
seen net there, so once you're
54.8.
caught up in the net, it's pretty much you're not getting out of that.
Certainly the biggest risk there is that they try and spin out of the net. Their motor jams up in the netting and
Yeah.
they burn a component due to trying to drive electricity into a motor that just cannot
Mac
move.
Daddy 3 laps in
If the motor doesn't spin
54.46.
and you try to spin it, yeah, you can burn it out. So once you're in the net, the net gets caught up, game over. So goggles up. We're just going to wait for these last two pilots, Mac
Yeah.
Daddy and Maximum Goose.
Yes, two pilots in
60
the air.
seconds remaining.
Mac Daddy now to the back left of the track. Coming around KJR corner. He's
Mac
got
Daddy
6
3
laps
laps in
down. Calling it
55.84.
there. As we have said, if you're just joining us, pilots here in qualifying, 3 minutes to complete as many laps as they can. Their top 3 consecutive
Maximal Goose
is
2
what
laps in
forms their leaderboard time.
132.33.
Still got 35 seconds of racing time. Maximal's just done
30
his second
seconds
lap.
remaining.
So you're allowed to do as many laps as you can until the buzzer goes. So just down to 20 seconds now. So if he's quick enough to get across the line for another lap, but I think he's down the far end.
Yeah, so just
We've got
on
someone
2
in the
laps.
dirt over
10
there.
seconds remaining.
2 laps
Oh,
down to
disarm.
Maximal Goose. Oh, that looks like an arm. You can see the arm and the motor
Oh, no.
in the video of Maximal Goose breaking an arm there.
He's upside down.
Looks like race is over.
Race over.
Track is clear. Pilots go and
Finish
collect
your lap
drones.
and then land. Next up, round 4 time trial 2.
Thank you, pilots.
So coming up now from the Cadet team, we have Rogels. From the Air Force team, the Wingnut. Melbourne Multi-Rotor Racing Club, Third Eye. And from the Canberra Multi-Rotor Racing Club, Houdini.
We have a button here which means hurry up. Like
Yeah, so
we're here on a spectating, so I want to try and get as many laps and keep the quads in the air as much as possible. So between pilots flying, sometimes you can have a bit of trouble. It's not turning on, video's not receiving when you plug it in. So you don't want to take too long between laps. So we got to hurry on.
that's the noise. That's the noise of the button triggering 1 minute countdown until we start the race.
Wait, don't lock up, don't lock up.
Fizz and Maximal Goose returning from the track, having collected their drones.
We're just collecting the drones, and I think all the pilots have already got theirs plugged in, ready to go. So that's all. Everyone's off the field, track clear. Now we'll lock the gate so no one runs out on the track. So now we have a track clear, so no one goes out there while it's hot. I'm going to walk around in between this. I'm going to go in between the drone. So it's all fenced,
Okay,
netted,
pilots, goggles down,
ready to race.
thumbs up when you're ready.
Have three thumbs
Let's
up.
do this.
Ready to race.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Off and racing.
Whole shot Houdini
Round 4 time
1.97.
trial 2. The 4th time on the track for these pilots. The 3 of them, Third Eye from Melbourne, Houdini from Canberra, Rogels from the Cadet team. Rogels there bouncing off the dive gate. coming back through now, getting a little lost, trying to figure out where he goes from here.
Third eye 1 lap in 21.17.
Houdini now onto his second lap.
Houdini 1
as
lap
his
in
third eye.
22.36.
So we have 3 pilots in the air, but we just had one hit the
lights
ground.
out, third eye collision there for
3.97.
Rogals as well. Houdini, the only drone
okay.
left in the air, in the back right of the track.
On the hurdle.
Coming
Houdini 2
through.
laps in
Now, that split S
43.59.
into the Q pilot pylon, spiral, triple. Rogals back up and racing.
I think Houdini's just sending it here, Bear. He sounds very fast.
He's coming on with a,
Oh.
with a mission.
He clipped something, but
Determined.
he's still quick.
Currently sitting in 8th position based on all his
Houdini
previous
3
laps.
laps in
The wild and
64.72.
unpredictable Houdini.
He's doing good times here, Bear. Low 20s,
Rogals 2
21,
laps in
22. That's pretty quick.
69.8.
Yes, certainly. We've got
Oi.
a long time now for qualifying to determine what will be a good lap. Top 32 is what we're looking for come Sunday for our elimination finals.
Rogals has managed to get back up in the air, so we've got 2 pilots still up in the air, which is great.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you crash, you can get back up again. It is possible.
Rogals 3
yeah,
laps in
that's right. Houdini now working
94.87.
away on lap number 4. Rogals
Houdini
as
3
well on
laps
lap
in
number 4. Putting in some
80.23.
consistent laps. At 25 is fastest as Houdini calls time after 4.
Rogals just going around the gate and through the gate. So there's a specific track that you have to follow. You'll see, I think he just clipped the gate.
60
Yeah, he's
seconds
on the ground,
remaining.
he's trying to get back up.
Back up.
So he's back up and racing, which
Now,
is great to
obviously
see.
there you can see he's fallen off the track. He finds the position where he was and continues back through the next obstacle.
Rogals 3
Or a
laps in
valid lap on a racetrack
94.37.
needs to have all obstacles completed correctly.
Yeah, if you don't go through the gate the right way, there's a specific direction the gate has to go through. So you go around the gate and then back through the other way there, you'll see.
30
there's a banner
seconds
on
remaining.
one side and not, so you got to go through the banner. Oh, he's on the ground again
I
here.
dare say
Upside down.
battery is getting low, trying to turtle flip out of it. We've talked about this before. The turtle flip is where the pilot can reverse 2 or 1 of their motors in order to flip back upright.
10 seconds
They're rolling
remaining.
around.
Okay,
but
Rogals has caught it there.
it's not
Race is
flipping.
over.
Race
Track
over.
is clear.
Track's clear. Thank you, pilots. Collect your drones. Next set of pilots will come in. So as the pilots, they'll go get their drone. Hopefully
Next
they've landed
up,
them
round 4
safely and
time
they'll go pick
trial
them up.
3.
They'll normally unplug them straight away. Just make sure they don't take off from there
Yep,
in
so-
their hand.
so-
And then they'll walk back in. And the next set of pilots will come out. They'll set up their drone and then plug in. They'll probably start to plug in now because we're turning over pretty quick, which is good to see.
Yeah, so up now we have from the veteran team Nug Nug, from the Air Force team Croz and Skyline 88.
Looks like all ADF pilots here, 3 of them.
Yeah, certainly these pilots just recently featured in our military competition, which finished up earlier today. Oh, Skyline 88, not sure there with the focus.
Cross has pushed the button.
Skyline 88 calling it, not able to participate in this one. An unfocused camera is going to be difficult to fly with.
I'll do that, bro. I'll do it. You do it? Yeah, you're ready.
I know exactly what you mean. I fixed it. I need the reminders like that just so I forget. All right. No, it's a right click. Thank you.
Tent is secured.
Yeah, just lock the tent there, Bear. After the pilots are back on, ready to go.
Fantastic.
All pilots have got their goggles on. We only see 2. What happened to the third one?
All good. Video for Nug Nug. Skyline 88 withdrawing there with an unfocused camera, unable to get clear vision, so he's not going to risk the drone. Croz is ready to go. Nug Nug. R8 for Nug Nug. No video for Nug Nug.
So just confirming we're getting video. We've got 1, but we're just waiting on Nug Nug to get video. And the
Rightio.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's get started.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
So 2 pilots in this one. Nug Nug from the veteran drone racing
Whole shot
team.
Nug Nug
Croz from the Air
2.99.
Force team. Nug Nug hailing from Sydney, the current president of the Outer Heaven Drone Racing Club. Oh, video.
oh no.
Video
Nug Nug.
issues for Nug Nug.
I seen that.
That is something I haven't seen before in a race. And Nug Nug is looking at me
His hands
quite
off the
puzzled
controller.
and confused
Oh.
as to what is going on there.
Checking his video.
Mysterious video issue. So
Yeah.
That's your
we are left
that's your
with
camera.
Croz.
Camera. Yeah, I reckon that's your camera.
Camera or battery?
Croz in the air now. The track is his.
Croz can take his sweet time here.
Croz
We're going to go full screen. There's a TV there. You can see on the TV full
Croz.
screen now. It's a bit easier to see Croz fly. Takes it easy.
over the top of the guide wire goes Croz.
Over there, isn't it?
Over the guide wire into the last gate of the track.
Oh, but he's on the ground.
Croz will get back up if he can. Through the last gate of the track into KJR corner and through to our in situ Pacific start finish gate. Hard
Cross
right
one
hand
lap in
turn
72.93.
over the Q pylons, over the top of the guide wire he goes through into the Q pilot triple pylon gate, over the gate, spiraling up again over the guide wires and into the Army dive gate in the middle of the track. From here, he goes around the Air Force flag and over the top of the guide wire and into the right-hand corkscrew. From there, around the Air Force flag,
60 seconds remaining.
a slight slalom and into the spiral. Spiraling up over the gate and around over the top of the guide wire into our final gate, which will lead him into KJR corner, into the in situ Pacific start finish gate, and that is one lap on our
Cross
track.
2 laps in 139.92.
Thanks, Bear.
30
Just went
seconds
through
remaining.
the start finish gate. Oh, Jets.
So through the triple goes Cross into the dive gate.
You've got to go down through this gate. We call this the drop gate or the down gate. And then you go round through
10 seconds
some
remaining.
of these lines with the little flags on them. You got to go over and then around. And then you'll go through one of these gates, and we call this a corkscrew. It's kind of like flying a corkscrew.
Finish your lap
Yeah,
and
so
So
then
one
land.
over the top. And then
Entering both gates from the same direction. Then it's around that pylon and around into a slalom, spiraling over this gate, over the top of the bunting, into the final gate of the track, and this will be Cross finishing up his lap.
just coming around and in through the start finish gate
Cross
now.
finished 3 laps
Cross
in
finishing up, 3 laps complete there.
198.13.
Bringing
Please
it into
land.
land as the Jets skirt fast over the top of us. But the racing is going to be faster. Cross, you're finished. Bring it into land. Round of applause for Cross.
Land now, Cross.
Thank you, pilots.
Okay, race is over. Go and
Race
collect your
over.
drones.
Thank you, pilots. The pilots have to go find his drone, old mate's drone.
Next up, round 4 time trial 4.
So as we have a few people go out and collect their drones and come back in, we have our next set of pilots on the starting blocks. So we have a couple of blocks here. Normally there's 4 to 6. You can have up to 8 pilots at once. But normally we're racing today, normally about 6 pilots, sometimes 4.
So Simon, HDZero, you've travelled all the way here from Canberra to
Yeah.
compete here in the event. How are you feeling?
Yeah,
How
good.
do you rate your chances in amongst what is likely the top 72 pilots in Australia at the moment?
Yeah, definitely we've got some good pilots here today. Yeah, all the way from Canberra. I haven't flown yet. Mine's later today, so. But yeah, definitely good. Oh, we've pressed the button. That means hurry up, pilots.
Yeah, one minute countdown now until the race is starting.
So if you're not on the blocks and plugged in, you're going to get cut off. We've still got people on the field. If you guys can wrap it up, please, come back in. Yeah, so I'm from Canberra, as Bear just introduced. Bear's from Canberra and Timitron. CMRC is our club based in Canberra. There's also some good clubs in Melbourne and Sydney. So if you want to pop down to an event, Facebook's normally where we hook up and schedule events.
So this is going to be the last race for Group 1 before we move on to Group number 2. Pilots here, civilian pilots representing their home clubs. Red Dog coming in to
Air
support
Force
Mad
Cadets.
Dog. The Dog Squad they've been referring
Dog
themselves
Squad.
to.
Woo! The Dog Squad.
Yeah, there's the timer. Goggles down, thumbs up for our pilots. Let's start the race. Mish from the Army team, Mad Dog from the Cadets.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Parakeet.
Whole
from the
shot
Cadets,
Mish
and Yui Wet
1.66.
from the Melbourne Multi-Rotor Racing Club. The last race for Group 1 before we move to our next group of pilots. Mad Dog there tumbling out of the track. Mish colliding with the ground.
Mish 1 lap in 20.15.
Working his way now through the triple
Yui Whoop
cube
1 lap
pylon.
in 22.53.
Currently got 4 pilots in the air. I've had one just tumble there. I think he might be out. We can see a bent prop in his screen there. So I'm not sure that prop's going to spin
Mish 2
when
laps
it's
in
bent. And that's normally what
35.7.
causes the drone not to fly anymore is the plastic props. Normally there's 3 of them. One will get bent and it just
Yui
won't
Whoop
spin.
2 laps in
If it's not spinning and creating
41.99.
lift, it's not going to fly.
Mish fighting through a lot of video issues there, but putting in some fast laps. Currently 3rd on our leaderboard as it stands. Yui Wep sitting in 6th place, coming through that spiral to the back left of the track. Mad
Mish
Dog calling
3 laps
time,
in
2 drones in the air. That of
60.41.
Mish. Also
Yui
from
Whoop
Melbourne,
3 laps
Yui
in
Wep from
61.87.
Melbourne Multi-Rotor Racing Club. Parakeet potentially having crashed out there. A drone sitting near us right now.
Thankfully he's got back up there and we've still got 2 pilots in the air battling away. They've both done 3 laps. They're coming around for their 4th lap
Mish
now.
3 laps in
And they'll go through the start-finish gate. So the
62.34.
gate here that's just lit up with the
Yui Whoop
LEDs,
3 laps in
you're going to go through that and that's a lap. And
59.33.
that counts the time.
Mish
So
calling time on his one after 4 laps. I'm hoping that was his choice to end it and not his drones.
there's still some time remaining. We've still got 70
Yui
seconds.
Whoop 3 laps in
Yui Wep there with
57.96.
PB's individual lap and moving up into 5th place. Gives himself a little
Race
yes. The shooter McGavin. Race is over. Track
Track's
is
clear,
Go
thank
and
you,
collect your drones. Up now we'll have Group 2 Alpha.
Group 2 Alpha can start going out to the blocks and start setting up and getting ready. Once all the pilots have collected their drones from the last one, I've got to go pick them up for those that didn't make it back. Once they walk back in, the next set of pilots will have the blocks here that they start from with the table, the trussel, and down here. So all pilots will take off from those start-finish blocks. You can probably go ahead and plug in and turn on and get ready. So all the pilots will take their drone, and we don't plug in our drone until we're in here, so like the hot zone. And you've got to make sure that everyone's okay before you plug drones in. Just don't go plugging drones in. So we've all got to operate in the...
So up now in this one, from the Cadet Drone Racing team, we have Red Dog, partner in crime Mad Dog there supporting her, the Dog Squad. From Canberra Multi-Rotor Racing Club, we have Nacho, the veteran drone racing team. Squid, our winner of the military tournament. There's the button from Viper 360 from the Cadets.
The cadets are just hitting the button. Yeah, the pilots are just getting ready and still plugging in and turning on their videos. So you see each pilot will have some goggles and they'll just make sure that their drone spins and arms. So when we arm our drone, that means the prop starts to spin and we're ready to go. So they'll just do a quick arm, disarm, make sure the drone's going to take off. You don't want to sit down and something's wrong. Sometimes you've got to reset the drone, which means unplug it, plug it back in.
So we also have now in this one sub 20 from the Cadets, Viper 360 from the Cadets, and from the Navy drone racing team, Crash Bias. 16 seconds on the clock after Viper 360 had hit the button.
Next
Bias
up,
getting
round
his
5
last
time trial 1.
Checks ready. Squid is ready. Red Dog's ready. Viper 360 is ready. Nacho waiting for Crash Bias. The timer is done. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, just got Nacho from Canberra as the last guy to plug in his drone and make sure he's got video. I'm just going to lock this gate.
Radio pilots, video on. We are ready to go racing. Let's do it, Timmy.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Off and racing. Squid
Whole shot
holding on the
Nacho
blocks.
3.45.
Ready to take off.
Got a slow off take from Red Dog, but we've got all 6 pilots in the air, which is great to see. 6 drones.
Viper 360 getting all kinds of topsy-turvy. Crash Bias crashing out. The head goes back. The goggles about to go up.
Controllers down.
Nothing but a look of disappointment there for him. But we have
Squid 1 lap
Squid.
in 19.7.
1 lap down. He's first on the track. Sub 20 seconds. Still yet to know what is a good lap on this track. Oh, Squid colliding there.
He's hit something. He's very close to the.
Red
I
Dog
think he's
1
going to
lap
try and get
in
away from it.
34.5.
But
Hitting the top
Very
of the
close to the net.
spiral gate.
Viper
we've got 3
360
pilots
1
in the
lap
air
in
going well. Well, 4th one's back up now,
44.36.
Beth. Got 4 pilots in the air.
Squid 2
Yeah.
laps
Sub's
in
just gone through the start-finish gate,
45.69.
so he's done his first lap there in
Sub
47
21 lap in
seconds.
47.35.
Yeah, that's right. Red Dog coming out of the corkscrew into that slalom. Squid back up in the air, into the spiral, into the final gate. Viper 360 working away on lap
Squid
number
3
2.
laps in 63.82. Red
Sub
Dog 2
20.
laps in 63.2.
Crashing on lap number 2.
Got Squid squeaming around there with 18 seconds. We're
Yeah.
getting some PBs. Red Dog also with a PB on a 28 seconds.
Certainly
Squid
was
3
their
laps
first
in
and second laps on the
60.4.
track now. We expect those numbers to get down as they get more comfortable.
Viper
flying
362
here
laps in
the arena.
88.29.
And they've
Red-
also got a different track.
Red Dog 3
Yeah,
laps
that's right.
in
The track has
90.82.
changed. So our military
Squid 3
pilots
laps
needing
in
to adjust to
49.93.
the new format. Red Dog 3 laps down, puts them on the leaderboard. Squid calls time after 5. A 15.52 was his last one. 2 drones in the air. Viper 360
Viper
and
360
Red Dog.
3 laps in
Both from the Army Cadet drone racing
112.21.
team.
60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we've still got
Red
Red
Dog
Dog
3
and
laps in
Viper 360 here
84.7.
racing around that we can see. Just going over the bunting, through the gates, around the pylons, through the gates, through the drop gate now in the middle of the arena. You've got to go down through the gate. You've got to be careful not to go too low to the ground there, obviously as you come through it.
Yeah, Viper
Probably one of the
360
harder obstacles.
30
Viper
seconds remaining.
360 there getting caught up in the netting. Unlikely to, well, they're out of it. They may be able to take off, but it looks like they're still caught
Red
up
Dog
in
3
the bottom
laps
of the
in
netting.
86.42.
Red Dog just went through the finish gate there, but he's done 5 laps?
No,
Well,
she has done 5 laps. Just
Wait,
wait, track is live. Track is live.
Wait,
Viper
track is
360
10
still
seconds
in the
remaining.
air.
still have a drone in the air. We've not declared the track.
Viper 363 laps in
We've still got 1 drone here, and we've still got time, 2
124.81.
seconds. So he went through the start-finish gate, which means he's allowed to finish
Finish
his
your
lap.
lap and then land.
So we're just going to watch the single pilot through the drop gate here in the middle of the arena. And he can finish his lap because it's the best 3 consecutive laps. We call out each lap just to see how fast that lap was, but we're about the consecutive 3 laps of today is what we're aiming for, which means you can go
Viper
around a couple of
360
times.
finished 3
And
laps
he's just
in
gone through the start-finish gate there. So he's going to land in the
111.25.
landing zone in the
Please
middle,
land.
and he's disarmed,
Yeah.
and all pilots can go collect the drones.
Yeah, track
Track's
is clear.
clear.
Race over.
Just going to unlock the gate, and it's our firewall of ingress.
Next up, round 5 time
So
trial 2.
Those pilots are finished. Up now we have Bear, Aeroplane Jelly, Tilted, McLovin, Hopper, and the Bin Chicken.
Yeah, come and sit down. There's plenty of seats freed up. Oh, there's a robot dog. Have we seen the electronic dog yet, Timmy? Look, there's a robot dog out the front. Does that electronic dog attack? Take a nuzzle punt from the robot? We also have our dogs here. They've finished up for the day though, so we're kind of sharing this space. They were early in the day. They'll be back tomorrow. If you want to see, if you're here tomorrow, we've got a 3-day pass hopefully. You can come and see the dogs in between us. That's pretty interesting. But come sit down, anyone that's out there. There's plenty of seats down here. There's a screen here. You can see each drone. Each drone transmits down to our headquarters so we can have a video feed of each. We can have up to 8 pilots flying at any one time in each race. But it gets a bit busy. There's like too many pilots and you kind of crash into each other a little bit. So most people don't like to fly with 8 pilots. There's a varied speed as well. A lot of pilots will go a lot faster and slower, so we'll rank. So a lot of this is time trial leading up to the last finish. So a lot of this is just getting laps and times as you would in a race. A lot of qualifying laps. So we're here today under a tent with netting around the drones, just to, we're obviously in an airport operating. So you don't fly your drones around airports that are operating within 5 kilometers. So if you have a drone, don't fly it near the airport, 5 Ks. Anywhere in parks, don't fly in parklands. Join a club's the best way. I'm from Canberra, CMRC is my club. Some good clubs in Melbourne here, locally in Sydney. If you're interested in FPV drone racing, most of us are on Facebook, so there'll be a Facebook group. If you want to, if you yourself, I've only been flying for a few years, not too old. Best way is to get a flight simulator. There's some flight simulators over here down in the Air Force trailer. If you want to have a go on a computer, you can plug the same controller into the computer. Most of them have a little USB port on the controller, it's the same. So Timmy, we've got all pilots here, and we're going to close the gate. Going to close the gate.
Thanks, Simon. I'm ready. We're getting this race underway in just a second. It's I got to imagine it's going to be pretty hard as a pilot flying with that loud jet soaring around. All right, video on, please. I've only got 3 here. We've got a bear, a tilted, and a hopper FPV.
Yeah, we've got three quads on the 3 goggles and.
All right, I've pressed the start button, everyone.
Arm your quads.
Where is Ruby?
Starting on the tone in less
It's not
than
like her to
5.
miss out on her first qualifying run.
Yes, if the next set
Pole
of
shot
pilots
tilted
can
2.63.
make sure they get ready. There's not many ready pilots here for the next round. We have like 3 groups of pilots today. There's so many of us. I think, how many have signed up, Timmy? 70? 70 pilots here over the weekend. It's fantastic to see so many. It's a good event for us. Get to attend an air show, be a pilot at an air show.
Tilted 1 lap in 24.94.
So if I've got 3
Air
quads
1
in the
lap
air,
in
although I've been chicken, I'm not getting a
26.41.
video. Oh, 3. Sorry, we only got 3 here. Bear, tilted, and hopper. So Bear's our local. He just come off the microphone as a commentator. Doing this a while. He's a pretty good flyer now. A lot longer than I. So
Hopper
there's a
FPV
specific
1 lap
track
in
here. You've got to go around. There's a
47.76.
start finish. So obviously the pilots will plug in on the blocks. When the buzzer goes, they'll all take off at the same time. They'll go through the start finish gate, which is the one with the LEDs. That's all lit. They've
Tilted
just gone
2
through
laps
now.
in
And you'll hear a call out of
61.81.
time, 61.86
Bear 2
seconds.
laps in
So as you go through the start
61.56.
finish gate, that starts. You'll do the lap. There's a specific course. You'll see some cones, some yellow, red, and blue. You've got to follow that around, but mostly you'll memorize the track. Takes a few laps, or we'll do a walk around to start with, or follow other pilots' vision as they
Hopper
learn the track.
FPV 2 laps in
And once you've learned the track, then you
81.95.
go fast.
Bear
It's a lot
3
about
laps
muscle
in
memory. It's
87.62.
not just about going fast in a straight line. You've got to think about the next turn.
Tilted
You'll
3
blow out a
laps
gate.
in
If you just go full speed through a gate,
94.5.
you're going to go crazy. So you need to think about the next gate and even the next gate, 3 gates ahead sometimes. So as you'll go through the drop gate, that middle one, that's probably the hardest obstacle here today, the drop gate. So you've got to go from the top and down through it. And you've got to go through each obstacle. If you go around a gate,
three laps
that
in
means when you go through, the time
85.86.
doesn't count. Because
Tilted
you didn't do
3
all the
laps in
obstacles. So
90.83.
you've
60
shortcut something and
seconds
taken,
remaining.
you've got to go around the whole obstacle. So if you go through a gate the right way, there's a specific direction the gate will go through as well. So if you go through it the wrong way, it doesn't count. You've got to fly, come back and go through that gate for your time to count. So if a pilot makes a mistake or you get clipped and
Air
hit,
3 laps in
you've got to,
73.67.
sometimes you get delayed, which is
Tilted
unfortunate.
3 laps
That's
in
racing. You get bumped,
75.01.
and sometimes with the props,
Hopper
you get bumped with a
FPV 3
spinning
laps
prop.
in
So unlike cars
93.84.
and other things, like Formula
30
One, you don't want to get
seconds
bumped in
remaining.
those types, but here you don't want to get hit because usually, yeah. So
Air
most
3
pilots are
laps in
trying for their best 3 laps.
69.61.
They're doing about 5 laps. You can keep going until we've got 14 seconds left to go. So once you've passed the start-finish gate, do another lap while
10
we've still got
seconds
time.
remaining. Hopper FPV 3 laps in 84.8.
And you'll probably try to do as many laps as you possibly can until your battery runs out. Like most people just kill their battery. People that
Finish
are
your
really
lap
fast
and
will
then
just
land.
like burn their battery out in those 3
Air
laps
finished
straight
3
away and
laps
land,
in
and the goggles are up and they're
65.82.
ready to
Please
get their
land.
drone. The other guys are doing their second lap. So while there's still time, we're finished now, so we can, Hopper, you can finish your lap now. He's just done his 5th lap.
Hopper FPV
The
finished
6th lap
3
there with a
laps in
25 seconds.
77.54.
About 30
Please
seconds,
land.
25 seconds. Thank you, pilots. Track's clear. So we say track's clear, the pilots. Where's our next set of pilots? Are we ready, pilots? There's sorry. We are, okay, thank you. No, normally the pilots are here, so I didn't see you standing out there.
Race
but yeah,
over.
thank you. Pilots will go out and collect their drones, the ones that have been caught up in the netting or the drop zone, which is in the middle. So we don't want to fly and land
Next
right
up,
here.
round 5 time trial
Because we'll
3.
get blasted with the transmission. So we also got to think about the video transmission of each drone. We've got to share the space. We all each have a bit of the frequency, and we call that a race channel. Each person's assigned. We break that up into 8 channels. That's why we can have 8 maximum pilots in the air at any one time. So our pilots now are getting ready and they're going to the blocks. They can probably go ahead and plug in. So we don't plug in our drones over in the pits here because that's dangerous. They might fly and we don't want that. So we only ever plug our drones in the hot zone, which is kind of maybe the flight line, you call it. But and we've hit the button, which means hurry up. So because we're demonstrating today, we want to keep flying, so we're just going to lock the gate now. I'll do that. Just going to lock the gate. All right, gate's locked. All 4 pilots have got their goggles on, and they'll do what's called thumbs up. So most people fly with their thumbs or pinch. Got 1 thumbs up. So when all 4 pilots are ready, we'll get thumbs up. Yes, okay, we're going to say yes, Timmy, all 4 pilots are ready. Timmy will press start.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot McQueen
Nervousness of taking
2.2.
off. We've got 3 pilots that have managed to take off, but unfortunately, it's a slow start from Paper Bear. He's managed to take off there, slowly as it be, but that's okay, because we're worried about the 3 laps. So if someone takes off and they can do that, because we're just worried about 3 laps. I'm sure it'll count somewhere if you're worried about it, but we'll do a lap, which is the start-finish gate, so they'll take off from the
McQueen
block.
1 lap
When
in
the buzzer goes, all the
24.83.
pilots will start at the same time. They'll go straight ahead there into the start-finish gate, which is illuminated with LEDs, and then their time starts. They'll do the lap, go around the obstacles, come back through the start-finish gate, and that's 1 lap and times them. We have a timing system, so there's a computer here with a radio sensor, and it senses the drone's
McQueen 2
transmission
laps in
as it passes the
44.99.
gate. So as the
Snapper
race
FPV 1
timing
lap in
sensor sees the drone
46.14.
pass that racing
J1
time
lap in
sensor,
47.58.
says you've done a lap, and the computer says lap, 30 seconds, 80 seconds.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. The timing system uses the received signal strength from the transmitter on the drone.
McQueen 3
the same
laps in
transmitter that's beaming the video
66.46.
directly to the goggles, to the eyeballs of the pilots piloting these drones. The reason why we use goggles rather than, say, a monitor that others might see with your standard off-the-shelf drone, is that the goggles direct to eyeballs
McQueen
allow
3
pilots to
laps in
feel
60.42.
immersed with their craft, become
J2
one,
laps in
and it allows them
87.47.
to execute tight
Snapper
maneuvers with
FPV 2
precision
laps in
and speed.
88.67.
That's right, Bear. This is FPV racing, which is first-person visual, which means you've got the goggles on, which is an immersive feeling.
McQueen
So there's
3
some
laps
goggles
in
here. If you're really interested, you
59.82.
can come probably around here near the monitor and someone can show you a goggle if you want to put a goggle on. And it's like you're on the drone. So each drone has a little bitty camera.
Two pilots left on the track. That's
60
DJ from
seconds
the Canberra
remaining.
Multi-Rotor Racing Club and Snapper FPV representing the Cadets. He hails from Adelaide Racing out of Adelaide FPVR.
J3 laps in
DJ just crossing there on his third
126.37.
lap. But he just
Snapper
passed the line, so
FPV3
he
laps
gets to do
in
another lap here, which is great.
130.84.
40
And
seconds
Snapper?
left on the clock for the pilots. Papa Bear calling it early. 2 drones in this one. Snapper, correction, that's Snapper flying. He's not from
30
Adelaide. He's from
seconds
Canberra as
remaining.
well. The 2 Canberra pilots in the air. Getting my pilots because his good mate Hopper flies from Adelaide. Snapper from Canberra. Only took up flying drones just last year, under a year of racing under his belt. He's already competed on the biggest
J3
stage
laps in
here at Avalon just last
116.59.
month over in the New
10
Zealand
seconds remaining.
Open and last year at the Australian Drone Nationals. DJ calls time after 4 laps.
Snapper
There's the buzzer.
Finish
The
your
pilots
lap and then
may
land.
finish the lap they are on.
Just to finish the time, because we're after our best 3 laps, so we'll finish the lap just so it counts.
Yeah, getting onto a new lap as the buzzer go after the buzzer allows the pilot to complete that lap, and it is still valid under the timing and rule system of this race format. So Snapper now coming through that corkscrew obstacle to the back right of the track, through the slalom in the middle. This is a spiral up through the gate, over the top of the gate, around the Air Force flag, up over that bunting to the back left. That is the last gate on the track. This is KJR corner. That
Snapper
is the In
FPV
Situ Pacific
finished 3
Start
laps
finish
in
gate. And that is Snapper from
125.64.
Canberra
Please
finishing up
land.
his laps here
Track
today.
clear.
Track is clear. Go collect your drones.
Race over.
Thank you, pilot. Track's clear. Go get your drones. So each pilot go collect their drone from the landing zone. We want to make sure we land all in the same area.
Next up,
in
round
a
5
specific
time
area.
trial
We don't
4.
want anyone landing anywhere. Just safety first. We don't have a lot of rules, but it's mainly about safety. You see the netting.
So up now we have Wee Wee Choi from the Cadets. Heapsy from the Multi-Rotor Racing Club, a local favourite. Bit of a following everywhere he goes.
Heapsy's famous.
Flightless Avian, the Godfather.
He's been on TV.
Flightless Avian, the Godfather from the Air Force Drone Racing Team. 9 Deter. Not sure, he's a new pilot, I have not seen him racing before, so I am looking forward to seeing how he goes on the track. Vispar from the Cadet team, and Shutter Speed, the #1 Cadet pilot for the Army Cadet team. Now Heapsy, you might know, many locals would know him having been featured as the drone racing expert on Hard Quiz last year.
You can stream it. Go back with
If you have
ABC
any
iView.
questions about drone racing, Heapsy is the man. In fact, he will know all about the triple spiral, also known as a ladder.
Double gate alert. So all our pilots here, they're getting ready to fly, so we can plug in. No? Yeah, all our pilots will go and plug in their drones, so they'll put it on the starting block here. So normally have up to 8 pilots, 4 to 6 today usually. Each pilot will have their battery and their drone ready to go. Then they'll come over here, they plug the drone in, put it on the block, they'll arm it, disarm it, make sure it's... We're just going to lock the gate. We've just got 2 pilots, Timmy.
Okay, yeah, Wee Wee Choi is a late scrapping from this one. Slaughterhouse there locking us in to the Thunderdome. Just Heapsy and Flightless Avian, the Godfather of Air Force Drone Racing.
No, it's locked.
It's locked.
It's
You've missed.
locked, that's it.
Yep, you
We're
need
done.
to be on
Gear
time,
cut off,
pilots.
that's it.
He's not in this one, though.
Okay, 2 pilots, Heapsy, Flightless Avian, Weewood
Arm your
Choi,
quads.
late scrapping 9 DTR.
Starting on the tone in less than
failing to
5.
get to there on time. Oh, Heapsy, not the start
Whole
that he
shot
was
Flightless
looking
Avian
for.
3.82.
He's going to have a look with his eyes to see if he can get up off out of the position he's in, flipping and flopping off the table. Gives Flightless Avian all the track space he needs now to fly the track. Heapsy might be able to get back up. The kicking up a lot of dirt and dust onto our crowd there. He thinks he's right. He thinks he might be clear, being able to get out of it. He's up and racing. Oh, no. Back.
He's back up.
He's back in the... Oh. Yeah. Oh.
They're all spinning.
Yeah.
One of them's a
He's
bit
gonna-
slower. No,
No,
maybe not.
no.
Flightless
Maybe
Avian 1
disarm.
lap in
One of them's not spinning
40.71.
as much as the other one.
What could have been? What
I think
could
we
have
smell
been?
something.
Heapsy,
Heapsy, you smell.
Heapsy, the local hero from Melbourne, unable. Crowd favourite for sure. Yeah, crowd favourite. So it is the Flightless Avian show going high into the dive gate, over the top of the guide wires and into our right-hand corkscrew. Around, oh no, Flightless Avian, that little hit there, rebooting his camera. Can he get back up? This
I
could
think
be.
yeah, the full flight controller reset there, Bear.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Saw the Foxia symbol.
Coming through that spiral at the back left section of the track, over that guide wire. Into the final gate goes Flightless Avian. Into the in-situ Pacific Star finish
Flightless
gate.
Avian
That's
2 laps in
lap 2 for Flightless
95.96.
Avian. Over the top of the guide wires in front of our crowd.
Still got 70 seconds. Flightless, you're still good.
The godfather of Air Force drone racing. The
Flightless
legend
Avian.
himself. His son also flying drones down at Canberra
60
Multi-Rotor
seconds
Racing
remaining.
Club. Doing quite well.
Nice.
I dare say his son is actually faster than him these days.
Oh. Is he over 16? He might be able to fly. You've got to be over 16 today, probably for insurance reasons mainly, but there's probably people that are quite able to fly. If you go to a club, we usually don't have any age restrictions, so I don't think there is one really
Oh.
for model flight aircraft
Flight-
restrictions.
Flightless Avian coming undone on the final
Yes.
gate there, hitting the ground, bouncing
30
up,
seconds
disarming.
remaining.
Now he's trying to activate and reverse his motors to flip his drone back upright to take off.
And he's back up in the air. Just can't keep this guy
Flightless
down.
Avian 3 laps in
Yeah, 18 seconds remaining on the clock.
155.46.
Flightless Avian now getting 3 laps, so he will be on the leaderboard from his first run.
10
going
seconds
through
remaining.
that triple Q pilot pylon. Oh!
I think he clipped the line there, maybe.
No,
but
clip the top of the tent, it looks
Oh.
like. Some of these obstacles are quite tight.
Looks like he's got some
Finish
dust on
your
his
lap
lens.
and
I
then
think
land.
when all that dust on the ground, he's probably picked up some dust
Yeah,
on his
flight-
lens. He's down.
flight-
Thank you, pilots.
Flightless Avian there calling time on it. Track is clear, race is over. Go and collect your drones.
Thank you, pilots.
Race
Next set of
over.
pilots, if you can head out. Pilots, if you want to know where you're up, there's a screen there. People asking what
Next up,
channel am I
round
on,
6 time
when
trial
am I
1.
flying. There's a good screen just there for all the pilots. Next race, we've got a couple of races there behind the pilots. If you don't know when you're flying, that's the best place for it. We all 70 pilots here today, I think, registered. So there's a lot of us here. Army, Air Force, cadets, veterans, and civilians as well. Those that are in a club that have registered. I'm from Canberra, along with Bear and Timmy. We're from CMRC. But there's also some good clubs in Melbourne and Sydney.
So in this one, we have from the Army Cadet Drone Racing Team, Red Dog. From Canberra Multi-Rotor, Nacho. From the Veteran Drone Racing Team, Squid. Also from the Cadets, Sub 20 and Viper 360. From the Navy Drone Racing Team, taking his seat first up, all ready to race.
He's pressed the button too.
The
Bear.
Navy Drone Racing Team, Crash Bias.
Brutal. We've got multiple button presses. Actually, hurry up, Nacho. Oh, Nacho, that's the Julian.
So Nacho now making his way into his seat while we secure the flying area. to ensure that no drones strike our pilots here. So no Red Dog, no sub 20 in this one, just 4 pilots. Squid, Crash Bias, Viper 360 and Nacho. Correction, sub 20 there. Just turning his video on to confirm that.
Still got time.
Oh, wait,
Has 26 seconds.
wait, pilots, wait, we still got another pilot. Normally when we shot this, we're done, but we've still got time. Premature gate. We did
15
press the
seconds
button.
remaining for Red Dog. 10 seconds.
Ban them. Yeah, we're trying to demonstrate for you folks here today, so we've got time constraints. We're trying to do as much flying and keeping the drones in the air.
Okay,
as
that is
possible.
time. If your drone is not ready, not
It's
flight
not
ready,
going.
you'll need to be withdrawn. Running in moments before Simon went out to escort them from the track. Okay, pilots, we are starting.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
That is the buzzer there, just as those explosions
shots
go
for
off in the background.
2.07.
We are live, 6 pilots up and racing in this one. Round 6, time trial 1.
Yeah, everyone's up in the air, which is great.
Squid working through the slalom in the middle of the track, into that spiral, over the top, into the final gate, around KJR corner now. That is lap
Squid
1
one
down
lap
for
in
Squid in a 15.62. Red Dog going all over the place, tossing and turning and tumbling. Nacho working through the slalom now. Crash Bias crashing out.
21
Sub
lap
20
in
in the air, as is Viper
20.73.
360 and Nacho from Canberra. Red Dog back up. She's coming through that corkscrew on lap number 1. Squid now working around lap number 2, coming around KJR corner now.
Squid
He
2
is on to
laps
lap
in
number 3 in
34.28.
18.67 for him. We're yet to
Nacho
determine
1
what
lap in
is a fast lap here, but
35.66.
currently in 3rd place is Squid. Into the
Viper
corkscrew he goes, a
360,
right
one
hand
lap in
corkscrew.
40.48.
Slalom through the middle, spiralling up.
Sub
Squid
22
now
laps
into the
in
final gate. KJR corner
39.89.
3 laps down for him.
Squid
Bang,
3 laps in
15.49, his fastest so
49.77.
far. Red Dog working through the down gate. In the middle of the track, Viper 360 into the corkscrew, as is Nacho coming out of the spiral into the final gate
Sub
on lap number
23
2.
laps in
Sub 20 now
57.97.
into the triple spiral.
Squid 3 laps in
Squid
48.9.
lowering those PB times, still
Nacho
sitting in
2
third,
laps in
3.5 seconds away from second place in the
60.27.
leaderboard.
Yeah, we're definitely
Viper
get some fast
362
times here. Our
laps
pilots
in
aren't holding back.
70.52.
I think they're going full speed
Red
here.
Dog
We've got
2
3
laps
days of
in
racing.
74.12.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sub
So I don't want
23 laps in 54.46.
send it too much.
So Viper 360, you can see there his battery has dislodged from his battery start, though the leads of his battery are still holding on. A bit of a dangling battery there, throwing the center of gravity of his drone off balance, causing it much
Sub
more
23
difficult to
laps in
fly. And there,
55.12.
through the slaloms, the battery finally gives way,
Red Dog 3 laps
disconnecting.
in
And him
100.46.
crashing out of this race. 3 drones left in the air. Sub 20, Red Dog
Nacho
and
3
Nacho.
laps in
Yeah, if that battery gets
107.58.
disconnected or ejects, game over. Obviously, if anything goes wrong, there's a lot of stuff to go wrong on them, but yeah, it doesn't
60
take much for them
seconds
to
remaining.
get hit and something
Sub 23
doesn't
laps
work.
in
Like, especially the steel poles.
59.86.
If you hit one of these steel poles at full speed, you'll probably break something.
Yeah, sub
So
20 there, calling time on his run after 6 laps.
It's okay because all these drones are custom made and there's plenty of spare parts. Swap them out.
Red
Got
Dog
Mantis
3 laps
FPV
in
down there and get some parts from
92.12.
him. Gotta
Nacho
buy
3
from him.
laps in
Still got 2 pilots,
100.26.
Red Dog and Nacho here doing some good times.
Yeah, Red Dog, 30 seconds left on the clock, pilots.
30 seconds remaining.
Nacho just through the dive gate there in the middle. That one you've got to go from the top and down the dive gate. You've got to not go too fast because you've got to pull up. It's probably the hardest obstacle here today, the dive gate. We've got corkscrews, bunks.
Yeah, look, some of the obstacles, the maneuvers themselves are not difficult, but the
10
changes of
seconds
flying
remaining.
inside a tent certainly
Nacho 3
limit
laps in
how much the
102.82.
pilots can attack an obstacle. There's very little room for error with the roof of the tent sloping downwards on the
Finish your
far
lap and then
extremities
land.
of the tent, meaning there's very little room for a wide line with the guide ropes and the roof of the tent.
Yeah, and that sun coming through that line, that horizon's pretty brutal too.
Yeah, certainly. That's one of the things with tent flying. As the sun moves over us, the lighting conditions will change. Although the lighting conditions are going to be
Nacho
absolutely
finished 3 laps in
perfect come tonight.
90.42.
Floodlit
Please land.
LEDs, the lights taking effect in only a few more hours.
Race over.
Thank you, pilots. Track's clear. Everyone can go get their drones. So the pilots will go and get their drones, and the next set of pilots that are all ready to
Next
go
up, round 6 time
go out
trial
and
2.
start getting ready. So they won't plug their drones in until they're in here. We don't plug our drones in anywhere. We put our props in over here, then we're ready to only put the plug in over here. So they'll go out, plug in, they'll arm, disarm, make sure the drone fires and it's ready to go. It'll start spinning its props. You've got to be careful. They'll disarm, check their video, they'll put their goggles on. All pilots have goggles. So each drone transmits on a frequency. You'll be assigned a channel in the 5.8 gigahertz frequency we're running for the video. So each goggle will just receive it. So if you've got a set of goggles or a receiver, it's like the old analog TV, the UHF, VHF frequency band. If you've got an analog TV, I don't know if you could tune it in, but that's the frequencies we're using. So each pilot have a goggle that just receives their frequency. We get all the frequencies down here in control, just to make sure we can see, make sure people are going through gates. We get videos, everyone's ready to go, timing. Ruby's going to press the button. That means a minute. Yeah, we've got this button we press and make sure all our pilots are ready to go next. Just to make sure that we're keeping drones in the air maximum. We've still got someone on the field. We're not ready yet, pilots. Once everyone's off the field, we'll say the track is clear, and we're going to close the gate, which means no one's allowed out on there now. And if you're not ready, you're not allowed to put your drone down. That's it. So once we lock the gate and everyone's ready, we'll have a thumbs up, and we have 4 pilots. Thumbs up from all 4. Timmy, ready to go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot tilted 2.37.
I've got 4 videos and all 4 pilots have successfully taken off and gone through the start-finish gate. So the first obstacle you have to do is the start-finish gate, which is this first one here, the black one with the LEDs on it. That's the most important one. That's when you go through and your time starts. You'll then have to do the obstacles, over the hurdle, around, through the gates, and then back
Tilted
through the
1 lap
start-finish
in
gate.
22.7.
That'll then set your time, and that's how long the lap takes. And today we're flying 3 consecutive laps, so it's the best 3, the fastest 3 of those consecutive
lap
laps.
in 29.73.
So right now we've got about 140
Airplane
seconds
Jelly
of
1
flying
lap
time.
in 32.71.
And all 4 pilots are still in the air. Bear's coming in first there, and followed by Tilted. Then Hopper,
Tilted 2
FPV, and
laps in
Aeroplane Jelly.
50.87. Bear 1 lap in 51.28. Hopper FPV 2 laps in 57.1.
So each pilot will go around through the start finish, and that's their lap.
Aeroplane Jelly 2 laps in 63.26.
Blubbered Vares from Canberra
Tilted
FPV, who's
3
joining me
laps
on the
in
mic. He's flying.
73.4.
Most people fly, probably apart from Timmy, he flies on race day, but today's pretty hectic. There's quite a setup he's got back here. He's streaming live at the moment, so kiddies, if you want to see some streaming.
Hopper FPV 3
Gonna
laps in
streaming. Timmy's got 2 Stream
83.79.
Decks, 4 computers.
Bear 2 laps in
Very
86.06.
sophisticated, can
Aeroplane
be.
Jelly 3 laps
Mainly
in
we're after the race timer.
89.62.
So the most important thing is a
Tilted
laptop
3
or a
laps
computer
in
and a race timer. We have to
72.56.
manage our laps. And we have a lap timer, and it's a radio frequency, and as the drone passes by, that video transmission frequency that we're tuning into, it'll get red and
Hopper
tells the
FPV
laptop,
3
hey, I've
laps
sensed
in
number 3, number 4,
80.43.
and we get a time.
60 seconds remaining. Tilted 3 laps in 67.9.
So pilots will just keep going around until their
Aeroplane
battery
Jelly
runs
3
out.
laps in 83.2.
Pilots that are super fast will just burn through their
Bear
battery in
3
about 3 or
laps
4 laps.
in 125.03.
Those that are taking not so super fast will probably be able to do 4 or 5 laps. And we're doing our fastest 3 laps, pilots. So you just keep going while we've got race time.
Hopper FPV
We've got
3
37
laps in
seconds left.
79.84. Aeroplane Jelly 3
We
laps
still have
in
3 pilots. We've got one with his
77.2.
goggles up.
30 seconds
Because
remaining.
he's put his goggles up, that means he's
Bear
done.
3 laps in 101.06.
So we're getting some fast times here, 30, 26 seconds, 24 seconds, best time, the Aeroplane Jelly, well done.
Hopper FPV 3 laps in 77.66.
Most of these guys are flying early, the cadets, the show
10
of force
seconds
here.
remaining.
They were flying early in the week on a
3
different
laps
track,
in
but we've changed the track
75.06.
just to make sure that the fresh civilians were brought in today. We've got a different track. And that's the
Finish
race
your lap
buzzer.
and then land.
That means if you haven't
Rear
finished,
finished 3
gone through the
laps
start-finish
in
gate yet, before the
94.87.
buzzer,
Please land.
please land. But if you went through the gate before the
Hopper
buzzer,
FPV finished 3 laps
means
in
you're allowed to finish your lap
76.54.
because we're about
Please
laps.
land.
So
Error,
the
race over.
race over, track's clear. We'll unlock the gate. Safety first. It's not a lot of rules,
Next
but you
up,
can see
round
today
6
we're under
time trial 3.
a netting under a tent. So we normally fly on a field. So we have most have a van. Yeah, safety first, as I said, we're at an airport today. Don't fly near an airport. You're not allowed to fly within 5 kilometers of an airport. Don't fly over people or people's houses. You know, go to a park where there's no one around. You should also have a spotter. Take someone with you. Make sure no one walks out in front of it. That's why we close the gate, make sure no one's there. Because sometimes we'll set up on a field and we're flying around and old mate taking his dog on a walk Saturday afternoon, we'll just cut through the lap and we'll say stop. Everyone has to stop, emergency stop, land. Hey, get off the track. We've got a nice netting here today to keep everyone safe and an enclosed airspace. We're going to lock the gate. All right, I've just locked the gate. That means we're going to get some thumbs up from each pilot. 1, 2, 4, 5, and a spotter. So we have 5 pilots here and a spotter. As I was saying before, a spotter is, you're meant to maintain line of sight. Oh, we're ready. Ready? We're ready.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot McQueen 2.01.
Oh, we've had a bit of a, that's a bit of a crazy start there on the ground. Whew, oh, we've still got some drones on the table trying to take off, but we might have put the prop on the wrong way, you reckon? So the prop spins a certain direction. The blades on the prop
FPV
are
1
angled,
lap in
obviously,
17.69.
and they'll spin one way, and you'll have a clockwise and a counterclockwise prop, depending on the angle of the blade on each
McQueen
prop.
1 lap in 29.39.
Then you'll have each of the counter props spinning the other direction, and they'll spin either props in or props out. So there's a bit of controversy about props in, props out. On props in,
Aviation Craft 1
everyone's
lap in
props out.
34.57. McQueen 2
Yeah, so
laps
if you don't
in
put the prop
48.2.
on the right way, then the motor will spin the wrong direction for the prop and it won't take off. So instead of pushing the air that way, it's pushing it, so it won't be able to take off. So if you put the prop on the wrong way, it won't take off. So what we can do to counter that is sometimes when we're getting ready, if we let the race
Snapper
director know,
FPV 2 laps
we can
in
go out and put our drone out on the
64.39.
field and we can do just a little
Aviation
test.
Craft 2
test
laps
run,
in
if, like, just a little zzz, and then
63.27.
disarm. And that way we know that it's like,
McQueen 3 laps in 76.34.
I'll sometimes do it at home. I call it the
J2
lounge room
laps
hover.
in 75.29.
I live alone, so it's okay. Just the cat runs away, and then I'll just make sure it takes off the ground and then disarm. And that way I know the prop's on, it's ready, and then from that point it'll just send it. Hovering's probably the hardest part in drone racing, or throttle control. Some people put a throttle cap on, which
McQueen
means they
3
can only go
laps
so
in
fast. These things will
67.26.
do about 180 kilometers an hour, well faster of what we need them to do, especially today. Probably not many people going full throttle for very long, if at all. Depending on the battery, we use a 4S and a 6-cell battery.
J3 laps in 110.09.
Very fast. You can check out some of the
McQueen
drones
3
on
laps
display
in 67.2.
down here. Most people in the community are very happy to talk about their drones.
Snapper FPV 3 laps in
If you want to have a go on the simulator, kiddies, there's a simulator. If you want to have a go, you can fly on the computers.
Aviation
once
Craft
you're okay
3
on the
laps
computer,
in
you don't crash too much,
123.57.
then you buy one.
McQueen 3
Because
laps
real
in
ones, when they crash, they're expensive to
57.72.
fix. All our pilots have custom-made drones, because if we break them, we can fix each part. And we have our Mantis FPV here today. They're selling
30
parts
seconds
just
remaining.
here. They're one of our big major
J3
stores.
laps in 109.71.
RC bits as well, Timmy. Rising FPV. There's a few sponsors, but yeah, most people will buy their parts,
Snapper FPV 3
assemble
laps in
them, solder them together, program them, put them
139.55.
together. So if you break a part, you can replace that part. So each part's almost replaceable
10 seconds
individually.
remaining.
So you can keep them going. Most pilots will have a couple of, just about to finish here, 4 seconds. 7 going through the gate. And that's
Finish
the
your
buzzer.
lap and then land.
So we're allowed to finish our laps because we want the fastest 3 laps. So we just keep going until,
Jay finished
the
3
race
laps
timer
in
goes, which is just gone now. So we're finishing
109.41.
our lap,
Please land.
or the battery runs out. Some people burn their
Snapper
batteries.
FPV
If they're
finished
super
3
fast,
laps
they'll
in
burn the battery out.
120. Race
Most
over.
people go to the buzzer. So once they've landed, they've just coming in.
Next up, round
Okay,
6
track
time
clear.
trial 4.
Thank you, pilots. Collect your drones. So the next set of pilots will come in and get ready while these guys go out, collect their drones. Might have to go. Yeah, maybe quickly check it now, bro. So do a test right now, quickly. Over that direction, though, quickly. We want to make sure that we don't arm or plug in anywhere except on the field. When we've got people out there that are fetching drones, we don't want to take off, and so we want to make sure everyone's come back in safe from collecting their drones. But we don't want to plug in just yet. But if you just get ready to plug in as people come back. Once they're back, we'll plug in. We checked our props and we did a bit of a takeoff, so we'll try next time. We get to fly a couple of times. Most of these are qualifying laps. Most of the qualifying laps, we're flying 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The cadets were flying all week pretty much. We've changed the track. Civilians have been invited today. There's 70 pilots have registered for today's event. So we're cycling through about 3 groups this afternoon. So we'll be here tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh, sorry.
So pilots are just plugging in and getting ready. So they'll arm and then disarm just to make sure that the props spin. And they're ready to take off. They make sure they get video, so they'll put their goggles on. They'll just quickly arm, disarm, make sure they're getting video and it's ready to go. Then they'll come and sit down. That means they're ready to go while the other one's plugged in. Then once one's ready to go, sometimes we'll press the button. Heapsies press the button, which means hurry up.
Yeah, so the button there indicates for our crowd that we are less than a minute away from getting underway with drone racing here in the Thunderdome. Local hero Heapsy joining us in this race, along with Flightless Avian, the godfather of Air Force drone racing, the fist pump in the air, the #1 cadet pilot in Australia, Shutter Speed, Wee Wee Choi, also from the cadets, Vispa, also from the cadets, and for the first time today, 9DTR.
Yep, we just locked it up.
Yep.
And we're just going to sit down. All pilots are going to put their goggles on as they sit down. Most pilots prefer to sit. I actually stand, which is irregular. I was around in parks learning to fly standing. So all pilots got their goggles on. They give us a thumbs up. 3, 4, 5. 5. Not yet. Avian, you ready? Thumbs up.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Oh, we're having a bit of collision on that table.
Hole shot 9DTR 3.35.
Yeah, but Heapsy getting off this time and in the air. His first time on the track, spiraling up that triple Q pylon now. Heapsy getting a little lost, it looks like, over the top of the guide wires into that left-hand corkscrew. Around the pylon, through the slalom, he goes into that spiral, over the top of the guide wire and into the final gate on the track. There's one lap
Heapsy
with
one lap
local
in
hero Heapsy.
23.99.
He flies hard, he crashes hard, he quizzes hard.
He just sends it, Heapsy.
9DTR 1
sending
lap in
it into the dive gate
34.46.
there.
Oh.
Flightless Avian upside down. Wee Wee Choi working away on lap number
Wee Wee
1.
Choi, one lap in
41.85 for them, and
41.85.
9DTR also putting in their first lap.
Had a dusty takeoff there from Flightless and a dusty cam. But he's back up in the air, and we've got 4 pilots racing around our track today at the moment, folks.
Flightless Avian 1 lap in 60.88.
And as they go through the start-finish gate, the one there with the LEDs on it, that means when they go through that, that's like start. They go around all the obstacles, and then they go back through that, and that's a lap. We normally do about 3 laps, the fastest 3 laps, but you can do as many laps until the start timer goes. About 99 seconds.
2 laps in 75.67.
So as we go through the lap, you read out the time. That's a lap.
77.94.
If you don't go through each gate properly, so if you go through the wrong way, then you've got to come back around or it doesn't count.
9 DTR 3 laps in 92.81. EPSI 3 laps in 75.46.
So
Flightless
we
Avian
Troy
2
there
laps in
crashing out. Reports of a
102.4.
pilot plug in.
I think we had someone plug in there, so just to...
That is the risk. These pilots are transmitting on a single frequency.
60 seconds
and
remaining.
pilots cannot be plugging in the
EPSI
pilot
3
pits
laps
in between races repairing
61.43.
their
9 DTR
drones.
3 laps in 86.91.
So Lee Choi, they're reporting to lose video. Our race director, Tim, will review that, but in the air still is 9 DTR Flightless Avian, and Wee Choi is back up. Heapsy calls time on his run after 5 laps. A
30
19
seconds
flat,
remaining.
his fastest.
9 DTR 3 laps
Currently
in
sitting in position number
84.56.
10 on our leaderboard.
Yeah, that's some fast times there, Heapsy. The 19 at the end there, PB. Definitely getting faster as people fly multiple times to
10
learn the
seconds
track.
remaining.
It's much about muscle memory. So once you fly a couple, you'll get faster and faster because it's about memorizing the track. You'll see some little
9 DTR
cones,
3 laps in
the red
81.
ones and the blue ones. And that's
Finish
our
your lap
time's
and
up.
then
So if we've
land.
gone through the gate, we can finish our lap.
9 DTR is going to call time after 6 laps. Flightless Avian, though, will finish his lap. He's near the end. Over the top of the guide wire, he goes through the final gate and into, not the roof, thank goodness, into KJR corner. Through the in-situ Pacific
Wee
Star
Choi
finish
finished
gate.
3 laps in
Sitting in 29th,
192.8.
Flightless
Please
Avian
land.
finishes up there, the godfather of Air Force drone racing.
Okay,
Race
Race is
over.
over,
Race
track
over.
is clear.
Thank you, pilots. Grab your drones. The next set of pilots will start to get ready. So our pilots will go and
Next
collect their
up, round
drones from the
7 time
landing
trial
zone, which
1.
is in the middle. So all pilots want to land in a specific area. We don't want anyone just landing wherever, especially near us. Like you don't want to, because each drone is broadcasting, so you don't want to fly too close to everyone else, because you could swamp them with your video, which we might have had earlier. So you can't have only one drone turned on and in one time, because we share the frequency. So each racer will get a channel. So we're in the 5.8 band megahertz, and each will get a channel 1 to 8 gigahertz, 5.8.
So this is our second group. We've already gone through a third of our pilots in qualifying. This is the third up now. We have Red Dog from the Army Cadets, Nacho from Canberra Multi-Rotor, also from the Cadet Sub-20, who featured throughout our finals in our military competition earlier today, Viper 360 and show. Correction, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Tim just doing a quick review here. Red Dog making the time.
Just got one more pilot. Getting a hurry on. We're trying to keep all the pilots and the racing pretty hectic today. We don't want to take too long between giving you an entertainment. You probably don't want to see us troubleshooting a drone and trying to get it to fly. So we're just putting a little time limit and to keep them flying as much as
pilots
possible.
will conduct pre-flight checks, and then when ready, they will be taking off. Video for Nacho, Squid, Viper 360, Crash Bias, Sub-20, ready to rock and roll. Rating, did anyone hit the button? And
Those videos look identical.
No.
We're giving a little bit of time, but they're taking, I don't know if we're going to pull them there. We're
That's the
taking
timer,
their-
7 seconds, 6
you've got
seconds.
6 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going to lock the gate.
Yeah, let's lock that up so that our pilots are safe. Video for all 6. Okay, pilots. Goggles
Arm your
down,
quads.
thumbs down. Let's go racing.
Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot Squid 1.73.
Squid,
Got 5 pilots in the air.
our winner from the first round of racing this morning, finishing up as champion of the military competition. Viper 360 from the Cadets, getting all kinds of topsy-turvy. Crash
Squid
Bias
one
working
lap
his way
in
from the Navy team.
15.54.
Red Dog looks to be out, goggles up, trying to figure out the Dog Squad, trying to get
Sub
it back.
21
Oh, collision
lap
there,
in
not sure where, but it
18.87.
looks like all drones are still back up in the air. Sub 20 working away on lap number 2. Nacho on lap number 1. Viper 360 getting caught up in a gate there.
Squid 2 laps in 30.95.
Red Dog's been able to take off there. Got the
Nacho
drone
1 lap
running
in
there,
Dog
which
now
is
back
in
up
the air.
in the air.
That's all right. We've got
Crash
best lap
Bias
time,
1 lap in
so she puts in a good
31.63.
time. Be good.
Sub 22 laps in 38.36.
We have 6
Squid 3
pilots.
laps in 45.02.
Squid, 3 laps
Dog 1
down,
lap in
lights out butts.
19.78.
Movement
ding.
and Shaker moving into second position now behind current TQ
Red Dog 2
Davey
laps in
FPV.
27.43.
And he's got his goggles up. So
5, 4, 3, 3 drones in the air. Viper 360 now getting
Sub
back up in the air.
23
Crash
laps
Bias
in
in the net and out.
66.01.
Into the corkscrew goes
Nacho
Red Dog.
2 laps in
Nacho
71.6.
over the top in front of the crowd now. Sub 20 into the corkscrew in the back right. Viper 360 trying to get through that
Red
spiral
Dog 2
up
laps in
into the final gate.
53.38. Sub 23 laps in
Sub 20 there,
64.83.
his mate from the Cadet
Viper
team. Shutter
360
speed
1
spotting
lap
for
in
him. Oh, Red Dog
88.44.
missing the dive.
okay,
Just
went around.
pulling
Nice.
through too deep into that dive.
Nacho 3 laps in 98.01.
Nacho sitting in 22nd position now. Viper
Sub
360 in
23
25th.
laps in
Sub 20
63.39.
sitting in position number 5.
Red Dog 3
We have
laps
to make
in
sure we go through the gates. We can't miss a
79.79.
gate, can't fly around it.
That's
So if you
certainly
miss it,
right,
you've got to go back
Simon. We
around.
want to maintain the integrity of
60
racing
seconds
here of
remaining.
the highest order.
Viper
Into the dive gate
362
goes
laps
Red
in
Dog. Sub 20 calls time
118.92.
after 6 laps. High
Sub
fives round by the
23 laps
Cadet
in
mates here.
52.66.
Red Dog in the air, as is
Nacho
Nacho.
3 laps
45
in
seconds left on the
90.25.
clock. Through the triple spiral goes Nacho into the dive. Coming up over the guideway
Red
into the
Dog 3 laps
corkscrew.
in 80.14.
Yeah, Red Dog's put in some great times there. It's a bit of a slow start.
Red Dog 4 laps and she's
30
calling
seconds
times.
remaining.
Nice.
Nacho now on to lap number
Nacho 3
6.
laps in
Moving
78.91.
up 4 positions into position number 18.
Nacho's also putting in some solid times there with 25, 26s.
Yeah, most certainly.
quick.
Consistency there, the key, and that is the key for 3 consecutive laps. You want
10 seconds
consistent
remaining.
laps, 3 of your best in a row. That will place you on the leaderboard.
Yeah, you should be
Nacho
happy
3.
with this run. It's PB.
Finish your lap
78
and then
seconds
land.
on those 3 laps.
Yeah, moving up 4 into position 18. Viper 360 crashing out. Nacho still in this one. Time is gone. He will finish his lap through that slalom into the spiral, up over the guideway in the back left of the track, around the corner, sponsored by KJR. He pulls up a little bit and
Nacho
goes through the
finished
start
3
finish
laps in
gate.
79.63. Please
Race
land.
is over. The track clear. Go and collect your
Race
drones.
Race over. So the pilots
Next
will go
up,
collect
round
their
7
drones
time
from
trial
the
2.
landing zone, which is in the middle. If you finish the race, you land in the middle. They'll go collect their drones, unplug them. The guys that have not landed in the landing zone, they'll have to go find them. So hopefully they know where they are. They're not caught up in the mesh or the net. And they'll inspect them for why they didn't make it back to the landing area. Do some repairs maybe. These drones are all custom made, so the flight controllers. So each of the pilots will come up to the blocks. They'll have a battery in their drone ready to go. Then when the track's clear, they'll go out, put their drone. We're still waiting for someone to come in, so we're not quite... So we'll plug in and we'll turn the videos on, but we don't want to be in this state for too long because they'll get hot because obviously they're air-cooled. So if they just sit there and there's no air flowing over the electronics, they get warm. Hurry up. So we want to keep the maximum flying time today, so we're getting all the pilots to hurry on. And we give a thumbs up. Most pilots have got 4 thumbs. Timmy, we're ready to go, 4 thumbs.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole
And
shot
all our
tilted
pilots have taken off from the block
2.15.
this time, which is fantastic. We've got 4 pilots in the air, and they go through the start-finish gate, which is this first one, this black one with the LEDs lit up. That's the start-finish gate. So as soon as they go through that, the timer starts. Then they go around all the obstacles, through the gates, and they have to go through the gate, not around it. If you miss it, you've got to go turn around and come back.
Tilted 1 lap in
Or else it doesn't count.
20.31.
Can't just fly wherever and go through
Bear
the finish
1 lap
gate. And
in
when you go through the finish gate, that
22.53.
times it. And you hear him read out
Airplane Jelly 1 lap
15
in
seconds, 20 seconds. That's how long it
26.65.
took him to get around that
Hopper
pilot.
FPV 1 lap in 28.5.
28 seconds that took him to get around, or her. I have a female flying at the moment.
Tilted 2 laps in 40.43.
Aeroplane Jelly. Feel free to, oh. That's,
Bear 2 laps in 53.65. Hopper FPV 2 laps in 55.34. Tilted 3 laps in 60.2.
you lobbed it in, that's cool. Go kick it in. Bro, go kick that drone in. Just kick it in. As long as you don't go the other side of it. It's probably tied up. It's probably tied
Bear
up in the
3
netting,
laps in
Ruby. I think once we go into the
75.2.
net, the net's kind of wrap around the prop. Don't arm it, because it'll wrap around it for
Hopper
sure. You're
FPV
definitely
3
way in the
laps
net just down here.
81.98.
Yeah, once you're in that net, it's kind of no escape, like a big tuna. You're caught. If you hit the roof, you probably bounce off. If you hit the ground, you roll around and maybe get up again. If you've done too much damage, we have a turtle mode. You can flip back up again and get flying. We've still got 2 pilots in the air.
Bear 3
and
laps
Hopper
in
FPV.
81.56. Hopper FPV 3
Bear
laps
there
in
with a screaming 25
78.7.
seconds and a 26, 26, 28. It's pretty consecutive. The personal best of 76
60
seconds.
seconds
So it takes him
remaining.
76 seconds to do 3 laps. And that's what we're timing, the best 3 consecutive laps. So you can go around as
Bear
much as
3
you
laps
want
in
until the race is
71.81.
over. We've still got 48 seconds at the moment of racing. So you can keep going until the battery goes flat. The battery normally doesn't last long, 3 minutes. These guys are a special racing battery. All this stuff's custom spec. We build them so the special
Hopper
battery,
FPV
you'll only last
3
3
laps
minutes.
in
So if you're super fast, you'll only get your
87.36.
3 or 4 laps in.
30
Battery's flat,
seconds
land.
remaining.
If not, you'll have time to do 5 laps, 6 laps. 22 seconds left to do more laps. And I think we've still got Hopper.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Hopper. This has just come out of the dive gate there. That's probably the most hardest obstacle to dive gate.
Finish your lap and then land.
Yeah, Hopper. Ooh. Hopper, finish. You could do it. Commentator's
Race over.
curse. Thank you, pilots. The track is clear. We can unlock and let our pilots out now that everyone's landed. There's no one
Next
flying
up,
around
round
there. We've got to
7
make sure
time
no one's
trial
flying.
3.
The track's clear. Go out, collect your drones. The new pilots are all ready to go. They've got their battery and their drones, and they put their props on the right way. And we've tested everything. We've got our channels, so everyone's assigned a channel. So just got some people on the track here collecting their drones. Aeroplane Jelly's seeing if there's any damage. Is there any damage? Does it still fly? Does it spin? It's fine. It's a bit hot. It'll be okay. As if it still spins around and it's not too... there's a bearing in there and magnets. It doesn't take much to break these engines. If it spins, it's probably still okay. But most pilots have spare drones. Don't just have one, because probably you'll crash it. If everyone's on model airplane flying, spend weeks and months of building a drone, only to crash it in 3 seconds or 3 minutes. So most pilots have 3 or 4 drones. I've got 3 flying. You'll break a couple, got a spare one. So the pilots will put their drone on the starting block. We've got a specific bunch of blocks here. We can have up to 8 pilots. They'll come out, they'll put their drone on the block, then they'll plug in their battery. We don't plug in the battery anywhere else except over there or on the track. We've got our last pilot, thank you, we'll just lock the gate. All right, we've locked the gate and we've got 5 pilots with 5 thumbs up.
We're going green.
Almost.
We're going green.
Go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot McQueen 2.04.
And thankfully all our pilots have successfully taken off, which is great. That's the first challenge. Once you're in the air, the next bit is to go through the start-finish gate. As the name suggests, starts the time. Then you go around the obstacle, there's a hurdle.
McQueen 1 lap in
You go around this pole.
18.05.
You go through that gate, you go around that pole over there, down through the dive gate in the middle, as you just saw. The dive gate's probably the hardest one, because obviously the ground is there. And throttle control is probably the hardest bit of drone
J1
flying.
lap in
Is throttle control, and that takes a
31.81.
lot of control just to dip
Snapper
it through there.
FPV 1
Then
lap
we've got
in
the corkscrew, so we go
33.94.
through one way, then we go
McQueen
loop around
2
and go
laps
through
in
the other way. So each gate has a
37.74.
direction. We don't go any which way, specific direction of each gate. If you don't go through the gate the correct direction, then you've got to go back around, turn around and come back and go through that gate. If you
McQueen 3
don't, then
laps
your
in
time doesn't count, because obviously
55.91.
you're not doing the track. So if you hit someone or make a mistake, or you've got to go
Aviation
around,
craft
come back,
1
and that's
lap
just
in
what it is. So if we're
58.92.
doing our fastest 3 laps,
J2
so if you
laps
have
in
a not so good lap, it's
63.66.
okay, because then the
Snapper
next 3 laps
FPV
again,
2 laps
you can
in
make it up, because it's your best 3
67.29.
consecutive.
McQueen 3 laps
So
in
most fast guys will do
55.89.
3 laps and their battery runs out, because they're just fast. Most others will have enough battery to go to the race finish, which we've got about 90 seconds of race time or flying. We've got one pilot's taken his goggles off.
McQueen
when you
3
know.
laps in 55.74. J3 laps in 97.23.
So everything's behind a net. We normally put a net up just behind us, but today, because we're at an airfield, we're in an enclosed airspace or controlled airspace. We're not at the airport. Don't fly near the airport within 5 kilometers. If you own a drone, don't go near a running airport 5 kilometers. Because we've been
Snapper
invited here today, we're in
FPV 3
controlled
laps in
airspace, and we're in behind a net,
115.31.
and we have some safety protocols to
60
keep everyone
seconds
safe.
remaining.
So it's a pretty safe sport. Just follow some basic rules. If you have a drone, don't fly near an airport, don't fly over people.
J3 laps in 97.39.
Sometimes have a spotter. If you go down the park on your own, it's good to make sure situational awareness. The law states you must have a spotter, someone around you watching to make sure no one goes out. We normally race on a field, so once a month
30
most
seconds remaining.
groups meet up. We've got a little wagon
Snapper
we pull out,
FPV 3
set
laps
up the
in
track. You'll see the steel poles,
114.86.
3mm steel tube. So you don't want to hit that. They're
Aviation
driven in with
craft
steel
2 laps
stakes
in
into an oval.
153.62.
We'll then set up for the day, fly around. But yeah,
J3
sometimes
laps
someone
in
will walk in there and we'll say stop,
95.94.
and then we'll make sure that no one's on the track.
10 seconds remaining.
We've just got 10 seconds, so if you go through the start-finish gate, you can. We've still got 2 pilots going. Snapper, FPV, aviation craft.
Finish
And there
your
goes
lap and then land.
the horn, the sounder.
Snapper FPV finished 3 laps in 114.46.
And then we land in the landing zone there, just to the right
Please
of the
land.
gate. Once we've finished our
Aviation
lap.
craft finished 3 laps in 184.08. Please
4 pilots
land.
have landed, so
Race
we can
over.
track clear. Pilots, please collect your drones. Next set of pilots, if you can please get ready, you'll come up.
Next up, round 7 time trial 4.
So the pilots will go collect their drones from the landing zone. You want to make sure they land over here. We don't want people landing right here because they transmit, and if it gets too close to someone else, you could stomp them because they're transmitting. We're only transmitting at 25 milliwatts today. Everyone's got a very low transmission. If you buy a drone, they can go 300, 800, 1 watt. That's a lot. We're all limited to very low power. So we've all got to get along together in the spectrum. Everyone gets a channel. We're in the 5.8 gigahertz band channel, so where there's 8 channels in that band or the frequency, each pilot will get a set frequency. Channel 1, 2, 3 to 8, so we can have 8 people flying at once. And then you'll set your channel to race band 7. Then on your goggle, we'll receive that. So anyone with a goggle, if you want to see a goggle, you can come here and have a look. Feel free to have a chat to anyone. They'll show you their drone, they'll show you their controller and their goggle. You can have a look through a goggle if you want to see it. This is called FPV, which is first person visual racing. So you put the goggle on and it's an immersive. So it's not virtual reality, it's the transmission of the camera. So each drone has a little bitty camera on it and it transmits, and then based on your frequency you can see that camera. So there's a screen up here if you've not seen each one, because you can't, if you want to see what each camera looks like, or all the 6 channels or 8 channels will come in here, and so we can see, make sure people are going through the gates and that everyone's ready and their videos are turned on. Yeah, so we're just going to lock the gate here. Everyone's clear. The truck is, everyone's off, and we're just going to lock the gate. Gate's locked, and we're going to ask for thumbs up from our pilots. Most people use their thumbs to operate. I'm a pincher. We've got 4 pilots, Timmy. I think we've got 4 videos.
Yeah, we have no correction, we don't have a wee Choi. We have a shutter speed, a Heapsy, a 9 DTR, and a flightless avian. No Vispa, no wee Choi. Let's go racing.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
We are off.
Full shot Heapsy 2.16.
Round 7, time trial number 4. Heapsy currently in 11th position. 9 DTR in 21st. Flightless Avian in 29th. And shutter speed, surprisingly, the fastest cadet here in the competition in 73rd. I don't believe he has
Heapsy
got
1
3
lap in
laps on the track yet.
19.92.
This will be his opportunity
Shutter
to make a
speed 1
statement
lap
on
in
the leaderboard.
21.73. 9
Heapsy's
DTR
probably
1
our
lap in
fast, very fast AVFPVs. He's going to do
26.73.
the drop gate there. That's probably the hardest track. We're going to go through each gate to do a lap. And we're going to do 3 laps, our fastest time, until the
Heapsy
battery
2
runs
laps
out or
in
the timer.
So pilots have 3 minutes to complete as many laps as they wish. And we are recording their 3 fastest consecutive laps for our leaderboard. Now 2 drones in the air, flightless avian calling time.
9 DTR
Shutter
2 laps
speed.
in
Goggles are
51.03.
up.
Still in the air. Goggles are still down for
Heapsy
shutter
3
speed,
laps
but
in
no movement on the sticks.
56.12.
Looks like he's trying to get out of the dirt. Heapsy there colliding on lap number 4. But, can he get back up at 9 DTR now, sitting in 21st now, coming through that spiral over the top of the guide wire on the far back left of the track. 3 KJR corner now, 3 laps for
9
him.
DTR 3
Moving
laps
up
in
5 positions from that
74.31.
lap into position number 16.
Heapsy 3 laps in
Heapsy on a
60.39.
hot lap as well. He's moving up 3 positions to 8th from this run.
Just going through the corkscrew here, Bear. You go through one and then a loop around and go back through the other way in a corkscrew fashion.
Yeah.
Heapsy 3 laps in 58.48.
Some people will
9
call it
DTR
something
3
else,
laps
but
in
we are calling it a corkscrew
73.32.
going left to right and a spiral up or down, such as 9 DTR right there around our Q pilot pylons, in and over the top of the guide wire into the right-hand corkscrew. The slalom through the middle of the track here,
60
spiraling
seconds
up
remaining.
over the guide wire through the last gate in the track.
9
DTR now onto
DTR
lap
3
number
laps
6.
in 71.52.
He's now moving up 5 positions into position number 16.
Race over.
Race over. Thank you,
Okay,
pilots.
the race is over. Track is clear. Pilots, go and collect your drones.
Next up, round 8 time trial 1.
So now we have the Red Dog, Nacho, Squid FPV, Sub 20, Viper 360, and from the Navy team, Crash Bias.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see, there's a video TV here. We can see all the pilots, their camera feed if you're interested in that. There's also some simulators at the Air Force if you want to have a go on the computer to see what it's like. They've got some little whoops in a cage there as well. But yeah, definitely on the simulator, you want to try, make sure you can learn to fly. We fly in acrobatic mode. There's 3 forms of mode: horizontal, angle, and acrobatic. That means we can fly upside down. Most drones, commercial ones, the DJIs, they normally find what's a horizontal, so it kind of sits there. It's got a GPS and a...
Yeah, it's part of the technology of the flight controller, the brain of the drone. In these other modes of flight, the drone has an accelerometer that allows it to determine when it is upright, which allows for stable flight, but nice, smooth, stable... But stable flight doesn't always mean fast flight.
Clear. Yeah, track clear.
Grab my radio. Thank you.
I think all pilots are ready.
Yep. 10 is closed, pilots ready, goggles down, let's go racing.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Whoa, we've had a bit of
All
crash
shots
there, but you
squid
see the drone starting to
1.85.
lift up before they took off? That's
Yes.
called launch control. And
Yeah.
the really fast guys put launch control up, you'll see them lift, and that puts them in that angle, and then they send it.
So Viper 360 once again falling off the
Squid 1 lap
blocks.
in 15.1.
Getting caught up in the netting, not
Sub
able to get through
21
that
lap in
start-finish gate.
13.92.
It's been a problem for him all week.
You're caught up, bro. You're caught up.
Squid FPV currently
Sub
in
22
second
laps in
place.
24.19.
Slight error on the spiral as he
Nacho
comes to that
1
last
lap in
gate in the KJR corner. He's going to
26.82.
reset. Laps
Squid 2
3,
laps in
4, and 5 may be the
32.57.
ones in which the Squid can take
Crash bias 1
TQ
lap
here
in
on our track.
36.4.
Coming through that spiral now,
Sub
over the top of the
22
guide wire
laps
into the
in
final
41.39.
gate goes Squid.
Squid 3
Resetting
laps in
again.
49.32.
4, 5, 6. Can he do it? Sub 20 now, working away. He's in 5th on our leaderboard, working away on lap number 3. 24s and 17s may not see him move up based on this. Nacho
Sub
getting all
23 laps in
topsy-turvy. Crash bias,
58.5.
lights out. Good night, sweet prince. The Squid
Princess.
taking it easy now, deciding that this is
Nacho
not the
2
run
laps in
for him to make his
71.18.
tilt,
Squid
but
3
getting
laps in
all the data he can
60.85.
on the track,
Sub 23
perfecting
laps
those
in
lines at slower
52.98.
speed. 2 drones, correction, 1 drone in the air, that belonging to Nacho from the Canberra Multi-Rotor Racing Club.
Yeah, you want to try go as fast as you can, obviously without clipping or colliding. And usually go faster and faster until the point where...
Yeah, look, there's a number of different ways
Nacho 3 laps in
which to pilot a
98.83.
craft. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast is the number 1 rule when trying to get better on the track. It may amaze you, but races are not won by straight line speed. It's done by maneuvering effectively,
60 seconds
efficiently,
remaining.
and tightly through corners and other obstacles on the track.
A lot of muscle memory, reflexes. Most pilots will memorize the track and then get a lot quicker because you've got to think about the next movement. They're
Nacho
moving
3
so quick,
laps
you're
in
almost thinking about the next. So
106.26.
Yeah,
you don't want to just go full speed through a gate because you'll blow it out. You need to be thinking about the next one like a racing line.
The pro
So
pilot.
sometimes they might hit a gate at a really obscure angle. That's to hit the next gate. The drop gate in the middle, that's
30
probably the hardest
seconds
one. You've got to
remaining.
go up the top and then down. Each gate's got a direction. You have to go through a specific way. You'll see a logo on one side.
Yeah, the pro pilots will be thinking 2 to 3 gates ahead as they move through the track.
Nacho 3 laps in
Pre-turning.
87.7.
In some instances, they may be going through an obstacle in reverse, going through it backwards, so they have
10
the
seconds
optimal line
remaining.
for the next gate lined up and ready. Hitting the apex of corners, keeping and cutting down the lines to be as efficient and fast and precise as they can.
Finish
As
your lap
Nacho
and
there
then land.
collides on the spiral on the back end of the track, over the top of the guide wire. Last gate for Nacho. Oh, and smacking into KJR corner. flipping and flopping. He calls
He's upside down.
He calls time on it there,
over.
moving up. Race is over. Track
Track's
is clear.
Open the gate. So pilots will go collect their drones in the landing zone in
Next
the middle.
up,
We want
round 8
pilots
time
to
trial
land
2.
in a specific area. We don't want them just landing anywhere. We don't want them landing here because they might swamp out another pilot. So they'll land in the landing zone, or they'll go collect their drones. If you've been caught up on something or in the dirt, inspect it, unplug the battery. That way they won't. Safety first. Then the next set of pilots will come out, put their drone down, plug in the battery. We only plug our batteries in over here because we don't want any, no one's plugging in over here for safety inside the net. So if something's to go wrong, it's contained inside the net, which we are here today in a controlled airspace. We don't fly near airports, 5 kilometers. So we're at an airport operating, and we're under a controlled, because we're under a tent. This is a controlled airspace. And we've got netting to protect the public. Normally on race day, we always put up netting. The law has a net. We'll have sunshades. We'll set up an oval, put nets in front of the pilots. All our pilots are here down on the far left. They're maybe doing some repairs, putting their props on, maybe charging their batteries or recharging their batteries, making sure they're ready to go. I think we're just going to lock the gate, Tim.
I'll start this race, Simon. If you're all ready, let us commence this epic race
4 thumbs.
for your
Thumbs up.
fastest 3 laps.
We've pressed go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot tilted 2.18.
And we're off on a racing. All pilots have taken off from the starting block, which is great. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is to get through the start-finish gate, which is this black one here with the LEDs around it. As the name suggests, start-finish, that's when your time starts. You'll then go around the track. There's a
Tilted
specific
1 lap
track
in
you have to go around.
19.08.
Certain gates you must go through
Bear
certain
1 lap in
ways.
21.25.
Can't do whatever you want. You'll see little
Aeroplane
cones
jelly 1 lap
around.
in
You'll follow those cones around
22.99.
through the gate. Sometimes you'll go
Hopper
over
FPV 1 lap
the
in
bunting or that wire
26.62.
rope with the flags on it. You'll then go through a gate at the back. We've got to go through one, and then the other one we call that a corkscrew because you've got to go up, over, back around. In the middle we have a
Bear
dive
2
gate.
laps in
So you go up high
42.6.
and then down through it. And that's probably the hardest one, the dive gate, because the
Aeroplane
ground's
jelly
there.
2 laps in
You don't want to make contact with the
47.23.
ground.
Hopper
Throttle
FPV 2 laps
control
in
is probably the hardest thing about this
46.47.
sport.
Hopper
And
FPV
going
3
up
laps
and then
in
like coming down in that controlled
51.71.
descent through there is pretty hairy. I can see the jets as they... Yeah.
Bear 3 laps in 63.7.
Still got 3 pilots in the air.
Aeroplane
Hopper's
jelly
doing well
3
with a
laps in
26.19.
70.87. Hopper FPV
Bear with
3
some
laps in
decent 21.
49.34.
Very consistent 21s there. Aeroplane Jelly not far behind with a
Bear 3 laps in
24.23. So our pilots
63.62.
here, Aeroplane Jelly and Bear, are only separated by 1 or 2 seconds. We have a lap timer, and that measures down to the fractions of a second, 0.01 of a second, or
Aeroplane
hundredths
jelly 3 laps
of
in
a second. Because sometimes it comes down to
72.74.
that. Sometimes a drone will go through the gates at the same time. We've had photo finishes
Hopper
that are...
FPV 3 laps
even
in
disputed it comes that close.
76.24.
So just like racing, it's
3
super
laps
quick.
in
As you can see, these things can get up to about 180 kilometers an hour. So keeping track of them is quite hard. So we have a lap timer. So that's the start-finish. So when they go through the
60
start-finish
seconds
gate,
remaining.
that starts their timer for the
Aeroplane
next
jelly
lap.
3 laps in
We'll do 3 laps.
70.24.
We want 3 fastest consecutive laps.
Bear 3 laps in 62.16.
We've got 50 seconds
Hopper
left on the race
FPV
clock.
3 laps in
Most
75.2.
pilots will race until their battery dies. Unless you're super fast, the battery will drain out in 3 or 4 laps, and that's usually all you do anyway. So get 3 or 4 good laps in, then you'll land on the landing area, which is in the middle. We want everyone to land in a specific area.
Bear 3 laps in 61.01. 30 seconds remaining. Hopper FPV 3 laps in 73.9.
So as you go through the start-finish gate, it times it. We want the fastest 3 consecutive laps. So these pilots can keep going because it's got 14 seconds left. Or I think it's just Hopper.
10 seconds remaining.
He's vastly improved. He's been practicing in the simulator, I think, and real time.
Hopper F.
He's saying he does a fair
Finish your
bit
lap
of
and then
simulation
land.
time. I don't do enough these days. If your
Race
track's
over.
clear, and go collect your drones, pilots. Thank you. Next set of pilots. If you're ready, pilots that are ready will have a drone,
Next up, round
a
8
battery,
time trial 3.
goggles, controller. So all our pilots will take the drone out that I mentioned and the battery. They won't plug their battery in down there. We don't plug our batteries in anywhere in the pits. We don't plug the batteries in down there. We put our props on. We do repairs. The only time we plug in the batteries out on the field or the hot zone or the flight line. We don't really have a flight line. We've got a field. We've still got a pilot out on the field.
Hey,
Pilots,
Ruby.
maybe.
Run! Run! Yeah, I got a sound effect for that.
Timmy's got a Steam Deck here with sound effects. Yeah, if you want to see some serious streaming, Timmy's got a decent Stream Deck. I think he's streaming. So if everyone subscribes to Timmy's RC Racing Bits is the channel. When the pilots come in, we'll lock the gate. That means no one else is going to go out there. The pilots will sit down and then they'll put their goggles down. Then they'll give us a thumbs up. We're just waiting for 5 thumbs up. Yep, Timmy, we're ready.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
We've got 5 pilots
Pole
and 5
shot
video.
McQueen 2.04.
And they've all successfully taken off, which is great. That's pretty hard to take off.
Yeah, 5 drones in this race, Simon. McQueen from the Cadets, DJ from Canberra, Snapper as well, a teammate from Canberra, Aviation Craft from the Cadets as well, and Papa Bear
McQueen
from
one
the
lap in
veteran drone racing
18.62.
team.
Papa Bear 1 lap in 15.79.
Sometimes if you hit the ground, you can, upside down there, you can put it in a, what we call turtle mode, or flip
Aviation
over on
Craft
crash.
1 lap in 30.6.
So it's called in beta flight. And you can actually
McQueen 2
get the
laps
motor
in
to spin the other direction.
36.42.
So instead of pushing air down, it pushes air up. So if you're upside down, it'll push
Snapper
air down on the
FPV 1
ground
lap
and
in
flip it over.
40.1.
So you can actually put it in turtle mode, spin the other way, flip it over, then put it back into normal mode and then take off again. So if you land upside down,
Lights
just
out for DJ there, goggles up, disappointment on his face. Papa Bear upside down as well, trying to flip
McQueen
his
3
reverse his
laps in
motors to activate what's called
62.0.
turtle mode to flip back up. He's upright. Can he get
Aviation
back up?
Craft 2 laps
McQueen
in
now in position number 7 on our
63.69.
leaderboard, coming through that high section into the corkscrew in the back right of the track. Papa Bear calling time on his run as well. The old dogs of this heat calling time.
McQueen 3 laps
The
in
young kids though from the
61.24.
Army Cadets, Aviation
Snapper
Craft,
FPV 2
McQueen
laps
though
in
putting on a show for the crowd.
78.45.
he's currently running in 7th, so he's a top 10 pilot.
Canberra
putting in
pilot,
20 seconds.
Yeah, Canberra pilot. Snapper now into the dive gate in the
Aviation
middle of the
Craft 3
track.
laps in
Aviation
92.03.
Craft now moving up 4
McQueen 3
positions.
laps in
With this run, a PB
61.44.
run, individual lap number 3 is a PB, and his overall 3 laps is a personal best. Moving into position number 23 based on this. McQueen calls time on lap number 5. 2 craft in the air, that of Aviation Craft and Snapper FPV.
Snapper FPV 3 laps in 113.58.
Got 57
Oh,
seconds left.
Aviation Craft coming over and kissing us on the roof of the race headquarters.
Yeah, I think we're on our roof here, Bear, somewhere here.
No. He just gave it a little kiss, coming
He's
over
off.
that split S, bottoming out, launching off the top of the roof and continuing on. I don't know how sturdy this roof is. I tell you
Love
what, I
tap.
hope it saves us should something go wrong there. But Aviation Craft now in the air coming through for
Aviation
lap number
Craft 3
5.
laps in
Low battery for him, and he
79.86.
calls time on this run.
30 seconds
Still
remaining.
in the air, Snapper now
Snapper
onto lap number
FPV 3 laps in
5.
Well, to just
107.97.
keep racing while I've got time. Currently 20 seconds left of this lap.
That
of
is
race
right.
time. So we've got Snapper coming down through the drop gate in the middle there.
10 seconds remaining.
Come around
Yep.
and go through the corkscrew.
Snapper from Canberra, currently in position number 26 based on our leaderboard. Pilots have 3 minutes. There goes the buzzer.
Finish your lap and then
He will
land.
finish this lap coming through the... Oh, you can finish the lap. You can finish the lap. Come through that last gate. No, he's going to call it, I think. Yep, calling
Yep,
time.
he's landed.
He's happy with it.
Thank you, pilots.
Track is clear.
So once the track is clear, that means people are allowed to go out there. We don't want anyone out there while the track is not clear because people are flying around, and because you've got the goggles on, you can only see the camera if you walk out there. We don't want that. So we've got a netting up here, which is great. We normally have a netting on race day behind the pilots, but today we've got the whole...
Yeah, so just looking at, we're almost 2/3 of our way through our top 72 pilots here competing. As it stands, Davey FPV number 1 on the leaderboard. Squid FPV in second, Fizz from Sydney in third, Mish in
Race
fourth,
over.
and Sub 20 in fifth. As I am joined by Aeroplane Joe Jelly in the commentary box. How have you been flying today?
Well,
Next up,
funny
round 8
enough,
time
I missed
trial
my
4.
first race, flew in my second for the first time on this track, crashed in my third, and then did okay in my fourth.
Yeah, I can see you're currently sitting in position number 15. A little bit more improvement. We know what you are capable of, having represented Australia at the FAO World Cup last year over in China. How does this competition compare to that one overseas?
Well, first of all, I can see, which is always a plus. Second of all, I can communicate with everyone because I don't exactly speak Spanish or Italian. And third of all, everyone here is like good mates. So it's like, there's like way more of a community in these sort of Australian events than there are in overseas events where you don't really know anyone.
Certainly, that's one of the things with Australian drone racing in particular. It is a close-knit, welcoming community. If you're interested in getting involved in drone racing, head over to the Mantis tent there. They have all the goodies. The pilots are using simulators as well. If you want to try out and see what it's like to fly in one of these craft over in the Air Force trailer, and also with the Mantis guys, they'll help you get started. Speak to those around. Get a chance to speak to a pilot, hold a drone. You too can join in the racing at your local club. So in this one, Heapsy, the local hometown hero.
I am actually Heapsy's biggest fan, but he doesn't know it yet.
Well, there's not a pilot around who isn't a fan of young Heapsy. We have 9 DTR, shutter speed, and the flightless avian. Radio pilots, goggles down, thumbs up, fingers on sticks, let's get racing.
So there is something
your
up with
quads.
Vispa's video. I
Starting
cannot see
on the
anything.
tone in less than 5. Hole shot 9 DTR 2.04.
We are off and racing. Time trial 4 of round 8. Heapsy in position number 8. Flights Avian 29th. Weewa Choi going not in this one. Vispa not in this one, with shutter speed as well. Currently in 73rd position.
Heapsy 1 lap in
17.21.
17.21.
He's looking fast now.
Shutter speed
18,
1 lap in 18.97.
18.97 for him.
9 DTR 1 lap in
Heapsy out of the corkscrew into the
26.21.
slalom, into that spiral, over the top of the guide wire, into that final gate of the track. This is lap number 2 for Heapsy.
Heapsy 2 laps in 34.37.
With Johnny G Machine
Shutter
from
speed
Canberra
2 laps
joining
in
us on the live stream
35.79.
chat.
Flightless Avian 1 lap in
Heapsy on lap number 3,
39.72.
coming through into that spiral. Is this going to move him
9
up the
DTR 2
leaderboard?
laps in
It does! 4 places.
49.54.
Heapsy moving up a PB
Heapsy 3
individual
laps
lap.
in
16.04. That's his fastest so far
Shutter
of
speed
today.
3 laps in
Now he's going to put the throttle up.
52.83.
See if he can build on that. Sitting now in position number 4. Heapsy going through the spoil over the top final gate. Oh! Crashing out goes Heapsy. He's still got 3.
Heapsy's back up.
Still got 3 drones in the air, but that
Shutter
run
speed
may
3
be
laps
done for
in
Heapsy.
50.89.
Shutter speed moving up now into
Heapsy
5th,
3 laps
just
in
behind Heapsy.
54.78.
0.4 seconds over. 3 laps for Heapsy, for Shutter speed behind Heapsy. Massive movement for Heapsy, massive movement for Shutter speed. We have 9 DTR in the air and Flightless Avian flicking every switch on his radio, trying to get his craft back up in the air. Through that last gate goes 9 DTR.
9 DTR
Onto
3
lap
laps
number
in
5, he goes over the top of the
72.22.
guide wires.
Flightless Avian's back in the air now.
Yep.
Flightless Avian 2 laps in 105.11.
His battery is saying 0.00 volts.
I have no idea how he does it.
Something tells me that's not real, but I could be totally wrong.
60
I think
seconds
he
remaining.
knows his battery voltage based on telekinesis. Into the dive gate goes the Avian.
9 DTR 3 laps in
DTR, 9
76.54.
DTR. Into the Cube Pilot, triple pylon. Colliding with the upper edge of the dive gate. Flightless Avian on, Flightless Avian sputting
30 seconds
into
remaining.
the ground on lap number 3.
Race over.
Track is clear, go and collect your drones.
So
Next
now
up,
we
round
start
9 time trial
group
1.
3. We have Cadet Pilot Ravenous, the fastest female pilot on her cadet course in January. We have Iceberg, who's actually not with us right now. He'll be joining us tomorrow morning. Super Dizzy Die, a female pilot from Melbourne, who I believe is also not here. IQ0, one of our faster pilots in Australia. Kentucky, who I've actually never met.
He's a Melbourne pilot, Melbourne local from Melbourne Multi-Rotor.
Apparently he eats a lot of
And
KFC,
none
according
other
to Paul
than
Bidmatter.
BMS Thomas, 5-time Australian champion, 2-time world champion, and most recently a 3-time New Zealand Open champion.
And let's not forget, Serial Nice Guy.
So this will be our last race of the day with BMS Thomas, IQ0, perhaps the 2 fastest pilots appearing in this competition. Best of mates, bitter of rivals, constant back and forth on who can have the upper hand between IQ0 and BMS Thomas.
Okay, tell her I'll come after I finish commentating.
We have Ravenous from the Cadet team.
Someone has unplugged. Ravenous.
Yep, Ravenous has 15 seconds on the clock, 15 seconds to have your
wait.
drones ready for racing, 10 seconds now. The button, it's already pushed, the timer is going.
Where someone has unplugged Ravenous's drone, I believe. Oh wait, no, she's back up.
She's back up.
Thank goodness.
So IQ0, BMS Thomas, Ravenous for the Cadet team. This is our final race of the evening. Roll with it.
This is a race I would like to call absolutely stacked.
Well, yes, Ravenous, the fastest cadet pilot in the boot camp in January this year. Thumbs up from our pilots. Let's go racing. Last race of the day. Let's make it a good one.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
And we are off and
Off goes
racing.
Rhea
BMS
Now,
Thomas
pay attention now
1.77.
to IQ0 BMS Thomas. 2 absolute world-class pilots going to go through their laps here as they figure out the track. Now, these pilots Well, their first lap is ones to watch. It will be their slowest, but they are collecting every ounce of data they can to
IQ0
understand
one
the track,
lap in
to eke out
18.92.
every inch, every millimeter,
BMS
every
Thomas 1 lap
millisecond
in
on this track.
24.32.
After one lap's down, they will build and build and build till they get to their optimal qualifying pace, in which they will be racing off to be the leader on our leaderboard. Thomas now
IQ0
picking
2
up the
laps in
pace, 18.9,
36.79.
17.88. For IQ0, BMS Thomas now,
BMS
lap
Thomas
number 2
2
at
laps in
24, number 1 for BMS
43.48.
Thomas at 19.16. They are now increasing their pace, having got a feel for the track. How does it handle? Where do they need to turn?
IQ0
Where can they
3
eke
laps
out
in
a little bit more performance
53.23.
from their aircraft? IQ0, BMS Thomas, the two drones in the air.
BMS Thomas
the
3
two
laps in
most favoured
60.87.
pilots in the competition. 3 laps down for Thomas now into the 17.39. Building
IQ0
slowly
3
as they
laps
go
in
through. IQ0 now
50.17.
through the front of the track into the triple spiral. Dive gate for IQ0. BMS Thomas
BMS
now onto lap
Thomas
number
3
5.
laps in
IQ0 coming through the
53.17.
slalom into the spiral.
Right, Thomas is slowly building up. He goes from a 24 to a 19 to a 70 to a
IQ0 3
16.
laps in
Meanwhile, IQ0 with the
48.46.
extremely consistent laps, 15, 16s. At the moment, IQ0 is in front of BMS Thomas. Can
three
BMS
laps
Thomas
in
overtake? He is now 1 second
49.24.
behind IQ0 for his 3-lap time. Can IQ0 improve? Can BMS Thomas improve? Will we see our first
IQ0
place
3
in this
laps
round?
in
IQ0 still in front of
47.4.
BMS Thomas. Will BMS Thomas overtake IQ0?
BMS Thomas
BMS
3
Thomas
laps
now with
in
a 46.45,
46.44.
coming through hot on that upward spiral, coming down through the dive gate, split S, corkscrew. He's doing it faster than I can say it,
60
coming around through
seconds
the upper
remaining.
spiral. All the way, coming around KJ our corner
BMS
for a
Thomas 3 laps
44.07.
in
He's in second place,
44.07.
improving his lap by only 0.5 seconds and improving 2 places. Meanwhile, coming through on the corkscrew, he's the only pilot in the air. He's got the track all to himself. As he comes around, KJ our corner
BMS
in
Thomas 3 laps in
42.56 TQ for the
42.56.
day.
Great call there, Ruby. BMS Thomas. I told you he will build his first lap, a 24-second lap, getting all the
30
data he
seconds
needed.
remaining. Race over.
Building. Laps 6, 7, and 8 are the money ones for BMS Thomas to come in and make a statement on the tournament.
Next up,
Taking
round 9
TQ
time trial 2.
overnight. With that, our last race of the night. BMS Thomas there from Melbourne Multi-Rotor Racing Club coming in, first pack of the day. I will brief all pilots after this. If all pilots can make their way onto the track, we will have a briefing. But that will end racing for tonight. Timitron, what a day.
What a day, Bear. What a day.
Tell you what.
I have not got to bed.
Kawado corrected me on this one. 4-time New Zealand champion BMS Thomas.
Yeah.
I forgot he did just win it recently, making him a 4-time champion. Now, obviously, the highlight of the day, the military tournament finals. Squid FPV from the veteran drone racing team taking the win in 2 straight races in Chase the Ace. Did not lose a race all day.
No, I kind of felt he was very confident. He knew what he did. He just had to execute, and he did.
And the smile on his
Very clearly.
face, the pride in the veteran team jersey there from Squid was phenomenal. Also, shout out Mish taking second in that one for the Army team. Shutter Speed in third. Our podium winners there, and Mad Dog in fourth. On the leaderboard, the Cadets took the win on points for the first time.
I bet they're loving that.
The changing of the guard is what I would say.
Yeah, they'll be celebrating tonight for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, the Army taking the inter-service trophy due to it being only between the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Yeah.
Unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, and as it turned out, looking at the veteran team came third by only 0.08 seconds. If a change of result, that result between myself and Mac Daddy went the other way, the veteran team could have very well taken second.
Oh, so it did come down to the wire.
Come down to that 0.08 second difference in that race.
Maybe we should go look through the qualifying results overall.
Yeah, I was
first
just about to
before
say now, moving on to the leaderboard and racing for the open competition. We have BMS Thomas there, 1 pack down into our top qualifier. Davey FPV, our track designer and pilot from Canberra in second. Squid, as we've just mentioned, Winner of the military competition now in third. If all pilots can make their way onto the track, we will have a quick briefing before tomorrow's racing.
Pilots, mandatory briefing.
If we go through the racing, Fizz from Sydney in fourth, IQ0 in fifth. Expect those to change as we go through qualifiers tomorrow. Heapsy in sixth, Shutter Speed in seventh. Yes, pilots, please make your way onto the track for a mandatory briefing. Mish in eighth, Sub 20 in ninth, and Mac Daddy in 10th. Round out our top 10 so far in qualifying, but only 2/3 of all pilots have raced so far. There's a lot more racing to go. So all pilots, make your way onto the track for a briefing from race headquarters. All pilots onto the track for a mandatory briefing from race headquarters.
I think we should wrap up the event
Yeah,
stream.
look, thank you for joining us. I know some technical issues on your side, Tim, but we worked through it, got there. This is beaming out live. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do that. Talk to us in the chat. Ask your questions. Obviously, we have a massive, massive crowd here in the grandstands that we want to keep entertained. But look, we're beaming all around the world here. We want to make sure everyone in the world is entertained by the racing in this very tent.
That's right. We look forward to seeing you again all from early tomorrow morning, probably about 8:30. I should have all the kinks sorted by then. We've had to adapt, overcome, and improvise a little bit around the midday. Started the day off with Telstra, ended the day off on KJR's lovely Starlink. Thanks again to them for providing us the loaner unit over here that continues to provide us with the video feed to the world for the pilots at home, the cadets' parents, friends, family, supporters, former housemates, all that type of stuff. Until then, Bear, I'm tired, you're tired.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say goodnight, and we'll see you back nice and early tomorrow morning for the big day of qualifying.
Looking forward to it. See
Good
you
night,
tomorrow.
everyone.
So all pilots, please, now.
Bye.
Yep, into the tent, and we'll have a quick briefing.